pretty active in the last chat and had quite a bit of views. So we were like, hey, why not go ahead and do this again? And we are doing it today with one of our local customers. Unlike Steve, who is from Connecticut, this is one of our local customers in Miami. So what we're going to be doing is more or less removing the motor and transmission exactly the same as we did on Steve's car, and show you some tips, pointers, things like that. So if you guys have any questions in regards to a 9.5 engine removal, let us know. And then we are going to be doing some NG93 stuff in a few weeks as well. We are going to be hopefully doing a Turbo X and a couple other things. So figured you guys may enjoy some of the other things. So starting out with that, we have already drained all the fluids. We have already discharged the AC. Ryan actually went ahead and undid the shift cable and the steering knuckle, which we will show you what that looks like, kind of how that looks. So we're going to go ahead and start by removing the battery, some of the covers, things like that, and then quickly, easily, cracked. Now, this is a first generation 9.5. So the 9.5, for anyone out there, actually came out in 1998. And arguably, depending on what part of the world, it's, technically end of 97 into 99. And they changed and did the first facelift in 2002. So after 2002, they did a brief upgrade on the front fascia in 2004 and 5. That's where the shark tooth bumper came in. And then in 06, if you actually look off in the distance, we have another 06 over here. That's off in the distance. That's the 06 up in Dame. So that actually finished out the OG 9.5 all the way up till 2000. Now, we will show you some stuff on Vince's car there as well for someone that has any questions about highly modified. That actually is one of our local customers as well. We do have a top mount TD05 kit on his car, and we also have a F40 in there as well. So I wouldn't call it necessarily a budget build by any means, because there's a lot of work that's gone into that, but it's a slightly more, affordable in the sense of the turbo application. TD05 is a more affordable turbo. And then it's not necessarily going for a wow factor cosmetics. Vince likes to actually drive his cars. He beats the absolute crap out of them, drives them hard, doesn't really care necessarily how they look in the grand scheme of engine bay aesthetics, let's say. So we'll show you kind of what that looks like and some of the modifications we've done in his car as well, while we've got both 9.5s in here. Now, Juan himself here, he has not actually gone full into depth what he wants to do quite yet. We're going to get the motor apart. It does have a loud ticking noise, which arguably is, in my opinion, we'll know here in a couple hours. I think it's the thrust bearing, but it could be a rod or a main bearing. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. Now, he does have some modifications done in this car. It is on D2 coilovers, some basic upgrades. He actually did buy a set of, we'll call it a 06 and up full leather interior from a Dame that we actually parted out. And that is actually installed on the inside. So we'll show you that as well. But we're going to go ahead and keep taking some of the stuff out. So Ryan already started taking out.
We need to disconnect the mics.
Why?
Jay said it sounds really muffled.
Muffled. Okay.
Yeah. He said the audio sounds very
Oh. Mic disconnect.
Disconnecting the mics. Somebody in the chat says it sounds better. Disconnected. So we will go ahead and disconnect.
Yes, let us know if it sounds better now, please. Tried to experiment using the mics on a live stream, but
fluids are drained at this
better now.
At this point in time. What we would tell you, obviously, you're going to want to drain your transmission fluid. You're going to want to drain your coolant, all of your fluids at this point in time before you start removing stuff. That's pretty straightforward. So we're going to go ahead and take the battery out, and then all the lines. Now, something that is different about how we're dropping this motor today, this is what I like to call the easy drop. It's more work to put everything back in at a later date, but because we kind of want to see the full condition of the engine bay, there is a few spots on here that there's a little bit of rust. So we want to actually get everything out and take a full observation of everything that's going underneath some of the areas that you normally wouldn't take out. So normally we would leave the radiator, the AC condenser, all that would stay in, but we're actually dropping the suspension. We are dropping everything together. So we're going to fully disconnect a few things, and then we're going to actually be dropping the motor, transmission, the subframe, the front struts. All of that is just going to come straight down. Once we get everything off, we will then put the subframe back up get the wheels back out so that we could push the car back out of the shop once we see what's actually going wrong with the motor, so we know what we need to upgrade and what we need to do. Now, I know for a fact we are upgrading the internals fully forged. We may or may not be upgrading the top half of the head, meaning the valve springs. We're going to be putting better cams in it, but once again, Juan and I haven't had that conversation of exactly what kind of budget he wants to throw at it. But I know he is going to be doing a relatively aggressive build, but we're not sure if we're shooting for that 400 wheel or a 500 wheel mark.
We're
So
gonna find out.
we're gonna make it make sense.
Jace said that he will be in town at the end of the month and he needs some goodies.
Some goodies. Okay.
Some goodies for his car.
We can make that make sense. Something else too on 9.5s that's a little bit different that I like to point out for like the last video. The wiring harness on this is actually easier. So we're actually going to be removing the wiring harness as well, but not from the motor per se while it's in the car when we drop the car or drop the motor out of the car. So the ECU is hidden under here. So we'll actually pop that off, the plug off. We'll show you that as well.
Great ECU location though.
Yeah, I love the location here, or arguably over the OG93 only because of what we're doing now. The OG93 ECU location arguably is probably better for the sake of just taking the ECU in and out. But when you are essentially doing motor related things like this, just pulling the harness over and off and taking it with the motor, it makes it way easier. So I'm gonna grab a couple tools real quick and then we'll get dripping this stuff out. Just getting the battery out.
Shoot. There it is. That was easy.
Now on the 9.5s, they did change the orientation and the motor mount slightly. And there are slight differences between automatic and a manual as well. So the way that they actually designed the O1 and back, the way the motor mount is, well, I like to call it the long motor mount versus the short motor mount. The long ways. The long mount is actually kind of more problematic and more prone to failure. So they actually did revise it in a, I guess you could say, what's the right, it's just better overall. It's just a better mount design. Now when you are in here and needing to go in here and remove a few components, the way that the battery tray and stuff sits is different as well. So I like how much room there's actually in these engine bays if you relocate the battery to inside the car, because it leaves you so much room here. And if you ever want to do a crazy sidewinder setup, this would be the car to do it on. We've never actually done a sidewinder on a 9.5. Most people don't see the point being front wheel drive, but it would be
Jace asked
cool.
custom Cobra pipe. Yeah, it looks like one of the old Corona.
Yeah, it's just a Corona upgrade. I would tell you don't waste your time going with the Corona.
Come from this angle, you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not focusing.
Don't waste your time going with the Corona upgrade. If you're gonna do anything, and I'm like happen to have a
Miles.
on the shelf, you're gonna want to just go with the '06 and up Dame. So this is substantially larger and actually flows way better than what a lot of people do. This isn't just a Corona thing. Everybody's made one. Multiple companies have made one. It's just it's still bottlenecks, and the problem is it bottlenecks down here where you do have to run a short neck turbo if you want to go with the '06 and up Dame pipe. I highly recommend doing that. Now, depending on what year 9.5 you have, so if you have one of the 98, 99s, one of the very first ones, it's going to be way smaller. And then they did a revision multiple times. So there's actually three other Cobra pipes, as we'll call them, three other pipes that actually you could have on your car depending on the year. This being the last
The last and the best.
and it is the best. Now, if you do run a smaller thin neck turbo, I'll show you the difference between those real quick. So I've got some over here on the shelf.
You have stuff everywhere.
So long neck versus a short neck. It's really at the end of the day not that big a difference, but it does make a difference. Trying to mount stuff. That's a long neck too. So if you were to have a long neck turbo and there's a short neck turbo. So the difference between the two
Oh yeah.
is pretty substantial. And that's what allows for that larger King Cobra pipe to go into the 9.5s. And arguably the OG 9.3s, you can do it too. However, if you do an OG 9.3, you are going to have to modify some of the components down by the AC in the water line. It's too tight. So you do have to change a few things, but you can run on an OG 9.3 as well. Okay, so I got torque bits. Let me grab.
Jay said, mine is an 01. I was about to say, I don't think those fit on the regular off the shelf China 19T turbos.
That's true.
Yeah, that's why you don't buy a Chinese turbo, sir.
Yeah, don't do that. If you do, like,
At least rebuild it.
yeah, I was gonna say either rebuild or send it to us and we'll rebuild it
Yep,
for you.
Ron will rebuild it real
Better
nice.
internals, that's for sure.
And somebody said, "Ha, this is funny. Working on a car while watching you work on a car." Yeah, that's the best thing to watch. Live snail.
Now we're gonna go ahead and off.
I just noticed. That's why there may be fluid all over here. Look, there's no clip holding that on there.
They may have had it off, but yeah, there is zero. There's no
Pull it
clip
up.
holding the. That's crazy.
Did it come up?
No, I didn't.
Is it stuck?
But yeah, it did it. There's no clip on the clutch line, so at some point, someone.
Oh,
I might
I
be-
don't know.
Yeah, that's
Might be
interesting.
stuck on there.
You love when things get stuck on.
Well, we're taking the line off right there, anyways. So if we can't get.
Ron said you'll upgrade his car, or sorry, Jay said you'll upgrade his car for free.
Oh, I don't know. About that.
You gotta have something of value to trade, Jace, for Ron.
Yes, Allison knows.
Maybe we can get some more of your sick acting skills.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll hire you to act in our YouTube videos.
So and before I take this off too, common mistake that people actively do. As you can see here, we have a diverter valve now on the T7 cars. You cannot run.
Backside.
That's what I was gonna say. It's probably the backside. The diverter valves in OS. If you want to run a blow off valve, you have to relocate the MAF, which we actually have on Vince's car. We'll show you that here shortly. But this is installed incorrectly. Now, some people will say you can install it this way, you get a better weird noise. It does sound different if you install it backwards, but this can cause issues, especially with like a boost creep aspect. So don't install them this way. This little nipple should be over here. So this needs to be rotated. So this is incorrectly installed. So that's something else to just take into consideration if you're going to be putting a aftermarket diverter valve in. Make sure you just install it correct. Things
Yep.
function better when they're installed correctly. Something else too about the 01 and back in particular is for anyone off. So that's the last of the glass headlights.
Love the one in back.
They look cool. The front end looks cooler, but the glass
Dude.
headlights are more problematic in the sense of how should I say? They just suck. You can't see for shit. They just Saab headlights are
all
always been
Saab
horrible.
headlights. All Saab headlights are horrendous.
Yeah, they're not the best by any means.
Sorry, Ron.
Oh yeah.
If you guys have any questions about anything Saab related, feel free to ask away. We have the Saab wizard over here.
The Saab
We
wizard.
got Ron, who's also grown
Yeah,
into a Saab
I'm
wizard.
not
He's not wizard
I
yet.
didn't say I was a wizard.
He's a
He's getting there.
what is it before you're wizard? You're a
Yeah,
oh
look,
God.
somebody tell us.
When you're training to become a wizard, you're a
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Taking that.
Wait, is it a mage?
Jay said you're onk.
Is it a mage?
Ooh, who's
A
on?
mage? A mage?
Who's on?
Base.
He's on.
No, Ron is. He's over 25 now. Ron's old now.
You're on.
I'm gonna take the fuel lines obviously off here too,
Foo lines.
real quick, and then Ron, if you want to go ahead and get the charge pipe off here, I already have this set up. You want to get that bottom charge?
If we're dropping it all, that stays. Everything.
It just
stays here.
it gets in the way though. I would just take this off because well, I guess you don't have to.
We can take it off.
I would just take
Here.
off this out of the way.
Technically, you don't have to take it off the way we're
Technically, you don't have
taking it.
to. Right.
The way we're bothered.
Technically, do not have to.
Yep.
Um,
All right.
After that,
But it's better not to damage stuff.
I'm gonna get the fuel lines off, and then if you want to start taking the ECU stuff out.
I'm gonna take the throttle cable off as well. You can't forget that.
What is the? Oh, where is the?
What were you asking?
Yeah, somebody's asking a question. Well, yeah, it's about brake upgrades. Cody's got all the options.
Yeah.
Jace did say I met Ron when he was 23, so he is an unk now.
Oh my god, I am an unk now. Huh. Yeah, definitely no free work.
Dang, Jace, you hear that? Called him an unk. No free work for you. Jace has always been a good paying customer.
Oh yeah.
He's not cheap.
I'm an unk now. That's all.
Yeah, somebody's asking about the best brake upgrades, which we obviously offer tons and tons and tons of brake upgrades.
No, brake upgrades for the 9.5. It depends what year. So in '02, the 9.5s actually changed to a different hub setup. So if you have an '02 and up, that's going to be different than obviously '01 and back. So for '01 and back, we offer multiple kits. We offer a Porsche caliper kit that's a 4 piston, a Porsche caliper kit that's a 6 piston. We also offer a 314 kit bracket, obviously included. And we also offer a 315 kit, which that's a 4 piston Brembo. So there's actually a lot of different options.
Tons.
It really comes down to budget. And if you're an '02 and up, you have your generic easy ones. We offer just the standard 4 piston Brembo 315 kit. If you want to go to a 330, that's an option. The 354 6 piston, we offer that more or less for the '01 and back and OG93s. However, if you do want to go big, something that over the 350, we can offer a 370 millimeter. That's actually a TTRS caliper bracket setup. But the thing that we typically use the most, if you want to go really big and have arguably best grip, bite force, and the lack of fade, that is, we do a 370 millimeter brake kit. It's a 4 piston Brembo and uses a 370 millimeter rotor. And now that's for somebody that if you're actively wanting to track or you're abusing the shit out of the car, the 370 kit is going to be obviously the biggest option. And you are going to have to run a minimum 18s. In some cases, depending on the offset, you do have to go to a 19, but most 17s won't. Actually, I know all 17s won't work. You usually do have to run an 18. So it really just comes down to your budget and what car you have. So if you specify what car you have, I could give you kind of a good idea of what would be best. Something else too, when with fueling too on these cars, we get asked about the fuel rail, stock fuel rail. It's something like, at what point does when and if can vapor lock happen? I've actually never had an issue with these rails. So upgraded fuel rails are kind of pointless, in my opinion, on these. Unless you decide that you're going to go past the 600 wheel mark. At that point, you may have to address some different fueling options and things. But really, at the end of the day, you really don't need to go anything past the stock fuel rail. So this was all kind of tucked in here.
You guys don't happen to have any forged rods and pistons for a B235R laying around?
We actually sell our own B2. We sell our own pistons and rods now. We actually just sold our first set to a customer that did not have his car here. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and shoot a message on Instagram or Facebook, or even call the shop directly. But we can set you up with pricing on pistons and rods. Our pistons right now, because we are essentially getting newest to market compared to like Wasner, Wiseco, JE, things like that. We are going to be
Way
the
cheaper.
affordable option. So we're going to be able to sell you. So I think right now Wasner's are
They're
what,
like
$750?
$850.
Yeah, they're like $850 right now with import fee. So we actually started having ours made so that we could help combat that cost. So we are almost, we're going to save you at least 150, $200 on pistons, and then rods. We're going to at least be able to sell you at least $100. So rods and pistons, you can directly in Allison. You might have a picture of one on your phone. You could just show real quick. And it's just real simple. I mean, we just had them actually mailed. Yeah, she doesn't
think
have
so.
So
make a post about it, and we'll do a motor build video with them as well. So
Yeah. So, actually, one of our first customers, our first customer here at the shop, that wasn't one of like a personal build, like customer build, actually has the first set in his car right now, which is great. So we're getting more and more development on that. And then same with if you were to use some of the other piston options, they are just getting kind of limited. So we kind of feel like we're kind of forced to start making our own stuff because it's just getting
yep,
harder and harder to get parts. So,
it's true.
and we're only getting busier and busier. So it's more reason to essentially make our own stuff. Okay, I'm gonna take this off too.
What you working on getting off?
I'm trying to get the coolant reservoir feed line off. Yeah. Not really too many things you had to pull off the way we're dropping the motor
Yeah,
out.
so 9.5s are arguably a little easier and quicker in some ways. It's really just taking everything off though. So doing it the way we're doing it now is technically quicker to get the motor out, but it's about the same amount of time when you actually go to put everything back and whatnot. So from a cost, if you were to have it pay a shop to do this, they're going to probably quote you exactly the same. So it's really no reason to worry about it one way or the other, in my opinion. And something else we get asked a lot now, they did these motors were, considered to be I guess you would say prone to sludge. And that is true. There is I mean, even with the upgraded we'll call it the number 6 revision that they offered for the non-04 and back blocks. Now in '04, the B235 block actually changed and it actually got a relatively large hole tapped in the back of the block. That did help alleviate a lot of the issue. But for people that do not have that '04 and up block, utilizing an actual traditional catch can setup and doing that correctly, it will benefit over we'll call it the fix or the band-aid. And mind you, it works well. The band-aid works well. There's really no issues with it. But Ryan and I always have this conversation where it's like it's better to not have that oil that essentially finding its way past those piston rings and more or less dirty oil. I'd rather that collect in a catch can and add a little bit of oil, every 10,000 miles. You have to change that catch can, but when you go to change your oil over 3,000 miles, just if there is any in there, just dump it out. So having a catch can it is nicer in my opinion, and especially on some of the other cars. A lot of other cars, the PCV system usually goes straight back into the turbo for that vacuum or for that pull. So I've never been a fan of that style. So arguably running a catch can setup, in my opinion, makes way more sense. So we haven't directly developed. We've used a lot of other different companies' components, and then we just kind of make it custom per build. But running a catch can setup, there's plenty of room in the back here, plenty of room over here, plenty of room. I mean, however you want to set it up, an ample amount of room to put one in. So. And if you notice on the throttle body, one of his lines is capped off. For anyone who knows anything about T7 cars, there's a solenoid back here that gets bypassed. If you bypass the solenoid back here completely, you got to leave it plugged in, but you can run your diverter valve line straight into your T up here on the manifold. And that gives you slightly better throttle response. And also, in the grand scheme of things, it makes the car less prone to boost leaks or issues. So it's one thing that you can bypass. We do it on pretty much 99% of the cars that come to the shop. We bypass that. Now
What's
this,
that music?
oh, I don't know.
Fancy.
It's creepy.
Oh, it's
Is it June?
spelled Booney.
What the heck?
Oh, God. This guy.
He's always gotta have his music.
Yeah, I think it's fidget spinner.
Not to throw our employee under the bus, but he was
He has very bad
he
ADHD.
was issued a fidget spinner.
A prescription fidget spinner. Literally in school.
Not to throw him under the bus, but
Dude, he's getting it done. Okay.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, so
Okay.
Can you tell us anything while you're working? Talk to us about stuff.
Just taking the throttle cable off currently.
So-
you have to take off. And then also gonna take this off as well. A little vacuum line from the brake booster to kind of tuck it over.
What is going on back there?
There we are.
Okay, we need to tell them to turn the music down.
you can't really hear it. It's muffled.
Jay said, complain about how hot it is. I guarantee
God,
it is hotter up there than it is down here.
Yeah, I guarantee
it's
it's
super
I
humid.
guarantee it.
here.
Well, humidity's irrelevant. So Ohio is always hotter, in my opinion. So that's when people say, "Oh, it's so much hotter for it." No, it's not. Tampa Bay, it never gets over 100. You go anywhere up north, over 100. So Tampa Bay is a bad example.
That's the weather currently.
What is
That's not in the way, man.
Currently, it did get hot. It is 88 right now.
That's not hot.
But tonight it gets down to 77.
Ooh.
So
70?
brisk 77.
It could be cold and miserable. I'll take
I'll take 77.
I'll take any of the weather.
7-Eleven.
Apparently, this transmission's never getting picked up.
Apparently.
Apparently. Does anybody else struggle with shipping companies that just never do anything right? Oh, Jay said it's 95 there. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It's always cool.
Quit your yapping.
It's Florida. The West Coast freeze keeps it cool down here. And so what happens is people associate Florida with being hot because they live in Orlando or
Yep.
they go to Disney World one time.
This
And they're like, oh, that's fine. It's miserable. Oh my God, it's so hot. Oh my God, I can't believe you live in Florida. Then they'll go back to where they're like Ohio, where my mom and my family, everybody's from. And literally, I can remember summers growing up. It would be the same humidity, if not higher, and would be 110. Doesn't get that hot
Ugh.
here.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't understand how people always say it gets miserably cold up north and it gets miserably hot. And it stays pretty much comfortable year round in
I
Tampa
hate
Bay.
Ohio.
Tampa Bay.
There's a reason why Ohio is always the.
So now that we've got everything, the major stuff off, we more or less just have to take the wiring harness out, which Ron's gonna do next.
Oh, that's me. I'm doing that.
Ron's doing everything. We'll just make him work.
Dang, we're spoiled.
I'm an employee.
Rob Moore said, "Oh, hey, Rob, how's it going, sir?" He said it's 94 here in New Jersey with super high humidity. Feels like 104. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
he said, "Hey there, hey there."
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's terrible. It literally says it feels like 88 right now. Yep. Ron's from Maryland, where it's the same thing. It's hot, humid.
Yeah, for no reason. It's just like, let me make it down.
Florida is not bad at all. It is very, very temperate in comparison. Summers here are not bad, especially
In Tampa.
yeah. And the shop is only 5 minutes from the beach too.
In Tampa. We're not,
So I have to take
so we're not in Tampa right now.
Tampa Bay.
No.
We're in the Tampa Bay area.
Dallas.
Sir, Tampa Bay area. Get out of here, crazy.
Dallas.
So I'm taking the fan leads off too because those are part of the body harness, not the engine harness. So those will have to come off. Those are not coming out with the motor. So both of those are off here.
Somebody said, I have a misfire on moderate acceleration / load. I have a new DIC, plugs, fuel pump, both new diverter valves. Both new diverter valves. Anything you guys have experienced?
Yeah. Check your obviously boost leaks are the number one thing. So if you don't have a tune, you don't have an open SID, I would recommend at least enabling open SID on your car because that's going to help you diagnose things way easier, especially if you don't have a Tech 2. So if you do have an open SID and a tune, see if you have negative eye off when you're getting gas. And if you have a negative eye off, let's say a 50 it'll read, which arguably is 5 degrees of negative timing. Then go check if your air and requests are off. If those are off by, let's say, 100 or 200, then you know for a fact it's an air leak. That exact scenario means air leak. If you don't have a way to do that, smoke test, make sure you don't have any form of air leak. That's a big, big indication. And then if it's not an air leak, we've also experienced this quite frequently. Check your fuel pressure. If you want to cheat, which we do a lot of times, is we'll actually take a fuel pressure gauge and we'll actually duct tape it to the windshield of a car.
Yep.
If you don't have a Tech 2, if you have a Tech 2, you can kind of bias things a little bit differently. But when in doubt, mechanical stuff's way easier. You can check your AMUL if you have an open SID, things like that. put a fuel pressure gauge on the actual windshield, go drive it, see if it drops below 3 bar. If it's, let's say 33, 34 or less, that's a good indication that you're not getting proper fuel, and that'll also cause a massive misfire. But 9 times out of 10, everything you described, if it's not those things, it is most likely an air leak.
I'll enjoy my 70-degree weather in Washington. Yes, we love the Pacific.
Yeah, Washington is different.
Love the
And
Pacific
being
Northwest.
one of two, there's why actually there's technically two rainforests. I guess technically that little area of like North
Oh yeah, it's
considered
North or South Carolina is
yeah,
a little tiny
tiny
rainforest.
forest. So
Yep.
of the two natural rainforests in the United States, Washington being one of them. I love rainy weather
Yes, it's
only to
in a place
experience
like that.
for a brief amount of time because then you get depressed and gloomy. But Washington and Florida are the only two states that Allison and I can agree in to live in. It's either Washington or Florida.
I love
Texas
Washington.
used to be on that map, but now we're like, so now it's either Florida or Washington, nothing else. Those are
Yep.
literally the only two states that I like. in the United
Yep,
States.
it's true.
Maine is cool to go to. We haven't actually been, but I obviously know. But like Vermont, that area is cool to visit to.
We've been to every
They-
state except Maine and Alaska.
yeah, same with a bunch of other stuff. So we're actually going to be doing filming another video. So we have another video going out next week here soon for a car that we drove back from Toronto. We just finished that up, so that will be going out up next week. We're also picking up another car which we'll be filming as well out from out west. So we'll be up in the Idaho area and then driving back to Florida as well here relatively.
Oh, and then somebody advanced detailing South Florida. I wonder who that is. Said, is the owner going for 600 horsepower and does he want to sell it? I have 20K.
I don't think he'd sell for 20. I think he'd probably sell
So
for
for
more like
30.
30. I think
Yeah.
30 would be the right number, and I think you could probably have it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I wonder. Oh wait, his hatch is open. Oh, what?
You can still pop it up there. Go,
Oh, with the
go-
bamboo
go-
stick.
Yeah, we have a bamboo stick holding it up right now.
I wonder who that is.
So why Ron's doing that, I might as well just kind of come over here real quick, just since it's a good transmission or transition. So this is one of our other local customers. The only thing left on the car he has to do
Black headliners.
is get the exterior painted. Then it'll be back to go. So we did do a black interior. We did swap in some ventilated seats. We actually wired those in. We did just put a new short shifter in there. So this is actually an F40
F40.
converted. So this was our number seven F40.
6, 7, 6 or 7.
So he more or less did relocate his MAF as I mentioned earlier. So there is a MAF relocated over here. We do have a traditional blow off valve.
Ignore the red pipe. That's
Yeah,
just what he had.
Yeah, so that it is what it is. So TDO5 top mount kit. So we've sold 4 or 5 of these kits now.
Very common kit.
Yeah, so now we have these prefab ready to go. If someone's interested in this style kit, manifold turbo, we
You've
have
been
these
using it
on the
for a while,
shelf.
it's broken in now.
Yeah, fully broken in. So now it's ready to be tuned. And this is just on 93. We're setting this up for right around 400 wheel in that area. He's not trying to, get every little bit of horsepower out of it, but at the same time wants to have it still somewhat daily reliable. The F40 is what really makes a huge difference.
Oh,
So
huge.
it just absolutely
That's one of the most
isn't a great car, it's a
yes.
phenomenal car.
H series car with an F40 is
Any H
fantastic.
series, 95s in particular, you definitely really it's how it should have came. So like Jameson as well when we did F40 on
Oh,
his
that's a nice
Matson
build.
Miller his as well. His was a sedan. Matt's is a sedan, so it's a little different. But Jameson's his is an '09 name, and it's like
Very similar build to Vince's.
yeah, very similar. It's the way you want to have spec. So the only other thing too that I would like just a nice little tidbit of when you are taking stuff out, if you are going to try to pull this through the top, this is actually a little easier than the OG93s. So if you do want to pull the motor through the top, remember take that harmonic balancer off, like I mentioned in the last live video. And then a lot of times, if you want to take the master out, it gives you that much more clearance. The issue you do start to run into is this right here being a solid fixture. You do have to angle the motor pretty aggressively. I would recommend just taking the hood all the way off as well. Make your life a little easier. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to also take the struts with the drop. So we're going to actually be undoing the bolts here on both sides. That is going to allow us to actually take it down. To get the wiring harness and boot, we do need to take the strut bar off to get the boot onto this side because it is kind of in the way. So we are going to go ahead and take the strut bar off as well, just so we can get the wiring harness on top of the motor. Now, when you effectively do upgrade a strut mount, now there are multiple people out there. I do recommend if you are going to run a strut mount like this or a strut bar like this, Try to find one that's actually a fully welded bar, not one that is actually utilizing a bolt setup like this. They don't typically do as well of a job. Now, mind you, this one's perfectly fine, especially if it's just a daily or a car that maybe only sees spirited driving, maybe not a track use. But if you're going to track the car, I would recommend getting a solid strut mount one that's actually welded because it's less flex, arguably. But it is kind of nice if you do want to just take out the bar one side, like which is what we're going to do now. It does make it a little easier for disassembly sometimes.
Jay said, I was able to pull mine with harmonic balancer attached, but did have to remove the hood and engine was almost standing straight up.
Yeah,
LOL.
yeah. So, and depending on which kind of hoist you have, that much load, sometimes it's not ideal, depending on what kind of chain setup you're using. So it's usually just easier to pop the harmonic balancer off. It takes 2 seconds to do so, unless you don't have a big enough socket, because it is a 27, so it is pretty good. And then we need to take the heater core line off the back. So something else, if you look in there, I'm wiggling it around right now. If you still have this piece of shit back here, this is I like to call it just the leave you stranded on the side of the road thing, because this will leave you stranded on the side of the road more often than not, especially on the 9.5s. Get rid of it. So in the United States, we had that, and people out there, well, it helps regulate the temperature, so you have better comfort, heat, and AC. Fuck all that. It's stupid. Get the Euro lines. The Euro lines, delete all that. You go to 2 lines. It goes straight in the heater core in the back. That's it. Where that stupid plastic component that fails so ungodly frequently, I would just tell you that anything on the car. Now, obviously, you can have radiator line or something like that break. These tend to last way longer than that stupid thing. And I know multiple customers and multiple people that have gone through 5 of those on the full ownership of their car. Now, mind you, these are people that have driven the car more than 100,000, 200,000 miles. But I know multiple people that have seen more than 2, 3, and in some cases, one individual who's seen 5. So that's just more reason to delete it. Problematic. And anything that we believe that you can delete off of these cars, we do it. So we don't run it. We think it's bullshit. It's a pain in the ass.
Rob said no need for the puller. When you take the bolt off, it just slides right off. I wish.
So yes,
Half of
on the
it.
harmonic balancer, 50% of the time, no puller. 50% of the time you need a puller. And I think it really comes down to where is the car coming from and how is the car taken care of. If it's a car that is essentially being daily driven, I 100% agree. But as soon as the car is from a northern state, sees salt, doesn't get driven in the summer, and just sits there, then we've had to use pullers multiple times, which is really flipping annoying. And it didn't used to be that way. 10 years ago, I never even used a puller. Within the last 2, 3 years, I've noticed it way more frequent, and we've had to use pullers way more frequently in the last couple of years than I've ever had to use pullers on that.
And then Marco asked, where do you get the Euro lines?
Oh, well, actually, even Europart sells them. Saab still has them. We source ours through a guy in Lithuania. So really just depends, but you can literally just go on eSaab or Europarts. Europarts is usually better for it, I think. Euro. But I know eSaab was selling them. I think they're still. Okay, nip bags, which I took out of my pocket.
Jace.
Another friendly reminder, nip bag.
Oh yeah.
So the ones.
The best tool ever. Spin and facts. Less stuff equals less to go wrong. Less stuff equals less to go wrong,
Yep.
which is why big power cars lose power steering and AC. You know how all our cars are.
Oh yeah.
Yep. No power steering, no AC.
That's why I have no AC.
Yep.
Soon to come though.
And then that's what people say it's so hot here. I'm like, we can drive around with no AC.
We do it all the time.
It's not that hot here. Because I'll tell you straight up, I would not driving in Ohio with no AC in the summer is so bad. Here, I can tolerate it. Because Ohio, you'll literally be you're in the Ohio Valley, right? You're that down in between the mountains, I guess, in little valleys. There's no wind, so you're just cooking. You're just done. So anyone that's from Ohio, if you're watching or whatever, there's no saving grace to try to say Ohio's great because it's not.
Fuck Ohio.
There's nothing about Ohio.
I hate Ohio. We've been there a cajillion times, and there's only been maybe 2 days that passed. Nope.
We've been there like 2 times.
Yep. We've literally been to Ohio too many times. Too many times.
I've actually known something.
Yeah. Cody's lying about being from Ohio.
Yeah, I would lie about that. Oh yeah, for a while. Oh, actually, no.
Just kidding.
Also, too, if you are actively dropping your motor and transmission together, and you're trying to do it to the top once again, uh, if you effectively are using an engine hoist or I don't know what we call it, a crane, I guess. Um, when you pull it through the front, a lot of them max out. So if you take the front wheels off the car and lower the car down more, you tend to not scrape. I can't tell you how many times I've watched people or individuals, or even myself when I was younger, the motor ends up like scraping on a traditional like Harbor Freight um, crane or whatever. So you end up scraping all this up. So if you just take the wheels off the car and then more or less just lower the car all the way down, it will allow you to clear without damaging the car in any shape or form that way.
My 9.3 does not like to make boost when the AC is on. Could it just be a sucky T8 thing that the cars are maxed out for bolt-ons?
So I've actually noticed that as well. A lot of times, I know this sounds weird. I've actually noticed with some cars when you have the AC on, being a four cylinder, it does rob you of a little bit of power. That's true. Typically, if you were to actually look at it in some cases, especially on a dyno, on some cars you can see as high as 11 horsepower being robbed, which that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is noticeable. But also something I've noticed too, if you add more grounds, sometimes that can help. So grounding out the motor a little better sometimes will actually help with too much draw, which I know it sounds goofy.
Yeah, Jay said he scraped when he did his.
Scrape what?
He's
Oh yeah, the scrape right here. See, if you would have waited and watched, I would have gave you the pointer. You're
dang, too quick. Working too fast.
It's almost like I've done this before.
No, you haven't. Just like you're not from Ohio and we haven't been to Ohio. You've never worked on a Saab.
Something like got an 01 and back 95. Something I like to point out is it's funny how some of these cars just over the years too. Like if you come inside the car here,
Oh geez, it's like
some of
an
the
obstacle course.
but like even stuff so Saab just over the years got cheaper, which sucks. But like even like the little one, the little
Yeah.
holder right here,
Oh, so
like
cool.
like it just there used to be so many more features on in these cars. But I wanted to show you guys just with this being an 01
This car actually has
Yeah.
B50 interior swapped in.
one of the weirdest things is this does have a B50 interior, which is great. We do have an upgraded steering wheel, which Vaughn obviously installed before us. We did not install that for him. Uh, the thing I like to point out is once you put a nicer interior in these, that was what was lacking. They didn't have the aero seats. So if you have like a 99, they didn't even have the aero until 2000. So if you have a 99, 98, you could get a Gary Fisher though.
Oh yeah.
Which Gary Fisher
I
wheels on.
love the
Anyone
Gary
out there that you want to make your OG 93
Yes.
look good, and you want to have, especially if you have a laser red OG 93, white Gary Fishers on an OG 93 that's laser red looks so flippin'
Even a yellow car too.
or yellow. Any white wheels on red or yellow always looks good. But some of the back to the features thing, there were so many features on the 01 and back, and one of my favorite features that they actually deleted, and it's kind of hard to see obviously down here, but in the actual fog light, if you look, it's kind of hard to tell. You have one, which is the actual fog light, and then you have another bulb that's actually for your turn.
Yeah,
So when you
see that.
turn in, that actually lights up when you turn left or right.
Yes.
And that was a feature that
So
they got rid of in essentially after the
what a shame.
some of the Vigans have it, some of the Vigans don't have it. So if you have like an O2 and up, you lost that feature. And then there was a lot of really cool other features like little shade poles. The list goes on. There's so many more things that Saab, when it first came out, had so many other features, and they just slowly deleted them as time went on. And as you get
What
to
a
the
shame.
Dame, why I always say the Dames are kind of the worst 9.5s, just because they lack so much stuff.
Sorry, Dame people.
Yeah, sorry. Some people think they look better. I only like the Dames if they don't have roof rails and they're a wagon. I'm not a fan of roof rails on the Dame. I don't think it looks right. Where like the older ones, I think the roof rail looks good or bad. But if you have an 04, 05 9.5 wagon without roof rails, I think that is the peak
Mm.
9.5. And 04, which a lot of people argue this that 04, 05 is the same. They're not. They did change some things, heater resistor, things like that in 05. So the 05s are more problematic than the 04s. 04 9.5 Aero wagon is the best
Peak.
9.5. There is not a better 9.5. And if its second tie would be an 01 or 2000 Aero with the updated 2002 hubs and updated better seats. And then it would be a close second.
I do like this stuff. I love the rear end of this car.
Yeah, it is nicer. Purge. Juan, why do you have a purge still? Why is this even on here?
He's crazy, man.
No purge. Delete that shit.
Ah.
We're in Florida. We don't. 7 on electric ratchet. So I'm disconnecting the purge. Ryan's popping the harness off here. These are 8s or 7s. Let's. So the purge system on these is problematic. Charcoal canister problematic. You can delete it all, and the car runs so much better. Primarily because you lose boost pressure a lot of times when that stuff fails. So it's more reason to get rid of that. Now, as you can see, ECU plug comes with the motor, way nicer than the OG93s. Ryan and I kind of have it down to science on both cars, but I would argue motor for motor for just doing the motor. I would argue the OG93 is technically a little quicker, but in this, if you don't know where the plugs are, how to get them off, what's what, I would say you probably drop a 9.5 quicker. Just once again, everything's gonna be different though. Okay, so only thing left is this power steering line is the only thing left we have to take off.
Lights down.
And then once this power steering line's off,
Well,
we're gonna
no, I just think we can keep this on there and let this
you're just
go
gonna
with
keep
it.
this with it. Okay, Ryan,
Because the rack disconnected the rack
you did the line
like, from the.
did you disconnect the line, the power steering line?
No, everything's on because the power steering's gonna
You're
be
just gonna
dropped
take
down with the.
We're gonna take it all. Ryan wants to take it all, which makes it a little bit more cumbersome. We just have to be careful if we're gonna take the power steering reservoir with it. Just because it does kind of get
Ron,
wet
yeah, I was gonna
inside.
say, could you grab a light? He's got it.
Change the
Let there be light.
Okay, so impact. We're gonna go ahead and take this off. Now, this is something else. Another reason why I go back to saying 9.5s that are older are better than newer ones. As dumb as this may seem, this dampener here, they got cheap and they got rid of it.
Mm.
So if you got an 06 and up Dame, you don't have that on your car. And does it make a difference? I'll be honest, no, I can't tell a difference. But they felt it deserved it to be on there originally, so why did they get rid of it? Don't know. I honestly don't have the answer.
Amen.
I wish I knew. So if you have a this isn't worn or anything either, which is crazy. So if you have a we'll say if you have a older, not a Dame, let's say if you have a pre-Dame or pre-04, 05, that's what it will look like. You'll just have a washer and a nut there. You won't have the actual dampener there. So now Ron is going to go ahead and remove all 4 of these bolts here. So that's going to hold it. We're going to have to support. He's gonna go. We're gonna support the motor, get it kind of supported in there. Once the motor support it, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna lift the car up. So I got it here.
Shoo.
Yeah, getting her done.
Getting her done.
The horse attached right there.
Ooh, you got a matching situation. Look at that. Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Well, it's 5 o'clock and the transmission. Still haven't picked the transmission up yet.
Where you at, transmission people? Are you watching the video?
Yeah, we just are sending a F40 to a customer in Idaho, funnily enough, and his transmission was supposed to get picked up.
9.5 cross. We're doing F40, another F40 conversion. So,
Yep.
oh, Surgeon's dropping stuff in the fabric.
Are you there, Skippy?
You fall on your foot?
Okay. Yep.
If you don't know anything, you really don't know.
Surgeon is also
He's in a
very hard
here
of
and there.
hearing.
So you guys probably don't know much about him, but
He's young.
he's literally deaf, and it's
Not literally.
yeah. You literally can say something. You got to make sure you get a verbal confirmation.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then it's not going to get done. So, but it's that mount. These were just loose. Juan, whoever worked on your car last,
Or
the bracket broke, or they're stripped. Let's see, stripped or broke.
I think it is. They may have not been in, or maybe it's stripped here.
Let's see. Moment of truth. Do we have a strip action here? I gotcha.
Juan said, "Do you think I know about that purge?"
No, I know you don't know about that purge, but that's why it's here, and that's why we'll make it right.
That's why it's with us.
Now, Juan, so anyone that is curious just about kind of how our owners of our customers, cars, things like that, we get pretty involved with most of our customers. Anyone that comes to the shop gets to actually know us, usually becomes kind of, even to a degree, friends
Friends,
a lot
yep.
of times.
Lots of buddies.
What's funny about Juan is actually known, fuck, it's almost 6 years at this point. Juan's been a customer of ours. It's weren't tight. I don't know. So it's
Weird.
kind of funny because he's been a customer for 6 years now. So we've done a bunch of various things.
He's got
When he's
9,000,
got
9,500.
multiple, had multiple 9,000s, multiple 9.5s, and a lot of his cars are absolutely gorgeous. His 9,000, he's got one that's really gorgeous. He had
He is a master.
scarab green 9.5
Yes.
that was really pretty. Or is it scarab green? Or
Yeah,
no, it's
scarab-
9,000 scarab green. His 9.5.
I thought it was scarab green. Then the 9,000 was like barrel green or something.
I don't know. Juan, tell us which one's which. I can't remember. One of your cars is scarab green. One of them is it's whatever. They look like scarab green.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember which color it is, but they both look gorgeous.
But he does own a detailing shop.
His own details. And arguably,
Details Koenigsegg's,
you
Bugatti.
have a high-end hypercar and you need it,
Yep.
detail and you're in the Florida area. He's the
He
man to go.
details millions and millions of dollar cars.
And if you literally just want to go see cool cars, just go check his Instagram out and see some of the cars
Yep.
they get at their shop. Absolutely gorgeous.
Advanced detailing, so flow.
Absolutely gorgeous, and word of mouth business is always shit's gonna be good. So we've got this mount off. Now something you want to check, if you can see here how clapped this is, this will make your car ride like absolute shit. So this mount is completely blown. What happens is there is a hydraulic down there that fails. So depending on each customer's different, we either make a custom mount. There's one other guy that also makes a custom mount there. We do it two ways. We can either weld an actual stiff mount if you're doing racing applications, or a lot of times we'll just use these as floors, and then we'll just do a solid polyurethane one in there, and that rides better than the solid mounted mount. So really, it's really up to the customer, but these are so problematic, and these are getting hard to get a hold of too.
Yeah, the pickup just updated to verifying.
Oh,
So
Hmm.
love it.
bitches. Some of these are bitches. Okay, so when we go to drop this, we're gonna, before we drop from underneath, normally you can take this up if it's an O2 and up, this is way easier to take off over here out of the box, all that, and then take this with it. Being that this is O1 and back, we're actually going to remove the starter and alternator lead and not take this with the motor, just because it's more of a pain in the ass to take it out from over here. So we're going to undo this. This is going to stay with the body of the car. Drop the motor. So Ron is effectively taking the motor mount completely out over there. This mount on this side looks brand new. So this side's perfect. So compared to the other side's completely blown.
Oh,
This side is almost
Stick out.
almost brand new, or has been replaced relatively recently.
sure.
So this,
Jay's asked if we're gonna do a live stream with the motor disassembly.
yeah. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go ahead, break down the motor, show you guys everything in there again. Just I think a lot of people like to see what these motors look like, condition wise. It also says a lot about the owner and how many how frequently they do oil changes.
Yeah, we'll see, buddy.
But at the end of the day, even if you do frequent oil changes, sometimes you've got
You can't control the previous owner too.
it's something about them too, yeah, but on these, which we already removed it, but there is a check valve that's right here. It's kind of hard to see. If you see right here, can you see that, Allison?
Sort of, yeah.
You want it?
Yep.
That check valve for the PCV. If that fails and you have high mileage and you're getting any kind of blow by, and that is bad, your motor will fail. So important that $5 check valve is frequently checked, especially on higher mileage B235s, because if not, you can say goodbye to your motor.
Just like Redwood's car.
Yeah, we actually one of our
Low mileage 9.5,
Yeah.
60,000 miles.
60,000 mile 9.5 ended up the check valve had failed, and he drove the shit out of that car, and that actually took out the PCV wasn't effectively doing his job. He did
Killed
not
a
have
60,000 mile wagon.
60,000 mile 9.5 wagon, absolutely done.
9,000 is eucalyptus green. That's
it. Eucalyptus.
Dang, we suck.
Yeah. Eucalyptus. What did I say?
Well, the 9.5 is scarab green.
Scarab green. I was right on the 9.5. Yeah. Yeah, because the eucalyptus. The C900 eucalyptus green is one of my favorite.
Yes.
900 cars. Okay, so
Buzzard.
Ron's gonna get this last little clippy John off. Clippy John for the bullshit. So this is something else. So if you do have an O1 in back, or actually if you have the next generation 2 also does. So if pre-dame and the dames, they actually completely bypass all that, the recirculation valve. So the way that the purge and everything's set up, there is a check valve that does fail frequently in those. So we actually delete that whole portion of the system. So and then we set it up the same as the 06 and up dames. So if you do have that check valve and that recirculation section there for the purge setup, just delete it. It's literally so problematic, and it will rob you of your boost if that check valve fails. So that's something else to make sure you get rid of.
No bueno.
Yes, no bueno. Okay. And then
Sadly, gotta go. Love the live stream. Do more. Yes, we'll definitely be doing more of these. Thank you for watching. Glad you guys like it.
so one other thing, before we drop underneath and get that lean all that stuff off, something else that problem is a frequent problem with these cars at higher mileage. The Garretts are more prone to it. But I always like to just stick my finger in the turbo and see how much play is in it, just for shits and giggles. If there's any back and forth, which there is back and forth, back and forth. Oh, we got out. See that right there? That's the purge shit. That's what Rock. Now that it's out, we'll delete it all completely and we'll
Trash.
tune it off on.
Get out of here, voodoo.
That's if that's I'm sorry, that's if Juan wants us to delete it, which we're
Which
not
I
even
know
giving
he
the option.
This right here, so that can be dropped all at the
Yep.
same.
So this check valve right here is what fails, and if that fails, this will rob you of boost pressure. So what will end up happening is
Don't want that.
it'll also effectively, it doesn't rob you so much of boost pressure directly. It just causes the car to adapt the tune and or boost pressure, because what happens is this is after the math. So anything after the math is going to affect your M request, M air that's actually going in. So your metered air that comes from the math to the map sensor, when those two numbers are supposed to be matching, the car is going to recognize they're not, and a lot of times will pull timing. So that is another $5 part that can absolutely rob you of power.
He said every 3,000 mile oil change.
Well, we'll see then. See now,
That's
Juan gets
good.
it. So a lot of people argue, they say 5,000 to 6,000. Nope, 3,000, 3,000, 3,600 max.
It's true.
Okay, so we're gonna undo these bolts right here, and then we're gonna lift her up. And we don't have that many steps left, actually. That's what's crazy. So,
Shoot.
back to my point. So typically when we invoice our customers, it's not so much getting the motor in and out, it's taking all the shit off the motor, putting all the shit back on the motor, and then putting everything back up in.
Well, and also the building the motor itself
Oh yeah,
building it
building the motor.
properly.
People ask this a lot of times too. If you're doing a fully built head the right way,
It's
do valve
time
steel.
consuming.
If you're going oversized valves, it's a little bit more expensive. But if you're doing standard size valves, it's about 10 hours just for the head. So when you're doing a full motor, a lot of times about 18 hours just in labor to disassemble, put back together. Then there's machining, depending on what you're doing. If you are doing some O-ringing the block, that's additional fee. And then if you are going oversized valves or larger pistons, which at this point we don't really give an option. Their mileage on these motors is so high that it's
We
very
pretty much
seldomly
always have to do.
can you not run an oversized piston
Yep.
to remove scoring. So.
Somebody asked 5W30 or 5W40. Always
40 weight, 40 weight, 40 weight. And if you're racing and beating the shit out of it, 50 weight.
50,
So
the Campbell car, he runs 1550.
if you are somebody who knows tolerances on motors and understands like how motors are designed and engineered, you can look at a Honda Civic, for example. Just look at like a K20. And then you look at the tolerances and how much gap and how much actual to the thou we're talking. This is very minuscule measurements. But the tolerances on Saabs are so flipping tight that you want to have, if you lose viscosity and the oil runs thin, you will spin a bearing. So 40 weight all day. Oh,
There she goes.
now the lip for transportation reasons, the lip was already removed, but the aero lip on these, if you don't
Oh, it
have
looks
an
so
aero,
good.
just get an aero lip anyways, because it makes the car look so much better.
Yep.
Something else we'll go ahead and point out. So anyone that does not have a updated, we'll say oil pan, meaning if you have an OG 93, those have updated oil pans. Or if you have a newer 95, so 2004 and up, you won't have this oil pan. So if you see this oil pan like this,
So goofy.
it's really goofy. But if you actually look here too, you have this little section here, right here, that has this weird little. Ron's getting stuff in his eyeballs. He's not wearing
glasses.
full face safety goggles. Oh, like here he goes. Here he goes.
There's water dripping in my eye.
Let's see. Ron's getting safe.
I guess I need safety glasses to remove the power line.
He is always complaining because stuff's always getting in.
It's true. Let's see.
He'll be like,
Let's show. Got the Pit Viper Milwaukee's on, dude.
so back to what I was saying. So the oil pan, to remove the oil pan, and this is why a lot of people don't check for sludge on this particular oil pan, and I think that's why these cars had so many problems, is you actually have to cut this section out to get to 2 of the bolts.
Yep.
So if you don't do that, you have to take transmission off. So this style oil pan is absolutely
So
pain in the ass.
stupid.
And my very first 9.5, I literally had a 2000 Aero, and I did not know that. I went to take it off, and I'm sitting there. And what's really funny is some of the pans actually don't even have this section. Doesn't even have the cutaway section. It's just bare, and you just don't know. So
Try to get your oil pan off. What the hell?
yeah, so you're like, how the hell do you get to the inside bolts? And they're hidden. So if you go to the newer style pan, which we have in mine here, if we come over here, you can see obviously.
All accessible.
You can just literally get to your bolts that would normally be here. They're no longer covered. Now, from a performance standpoint, one would argue, and I'm not going to disagree, technically that does add more rigidity, but I mean, you're not going to notice it. I mean, the butt dyno's not going to feel it. The G butt dyno is not going to feel it by any
G butt dyno.
G butt dyno. Now all the under trays were off in this car, so there were no under trays, so we don't have to show any of that coming off. Now, if you have an automatic or a manual, back to some of those differences, this dog mount in the front is slightly different for both of those. So that's something else.
Jay said he wants one of those oil pans. I think we sell them for like $125. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we sell like cleaned up, whatever.
The updated oil pan. Oh yeah, he wants this one.
He wants this one on his car.
He has that.
What is this? What is that going on here?
Oh, no nut. There's no nut on there. So
No
someone's
nut.
getting fired. Someone's getting
No nut.
no nut on the dog mount. Okay, so now alternator lead is off. Starter lead, the distributor.
The distributor.
Distributor, that is off. Ron's got it. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the top mount off on the top, and then we're gonna come back down underneath here, and we're going to just remove our 6 bolts, and more or less everything slowly comes down together. And you can either use.
He said transmission ground? Question mark.
Yep, that's already.
It's over here.
There's that one, and that one needs to be taken.
So what else?
Dude, there's this one right here.
Yeah, there's 2 on this one. So we got to take the top ones off too. The other one. So there's 2 of those.
Professional.
Well, we had it. It just we got a little ahead of ourselves. But we are gonna essentially do this. I guess you could do this the easier way. So we have a table we can lower it on, but we're actually probably gonna just use jack stands just so it sits higher up off the ground, just to kind of show you some stuff.
4 jack stands.
Yeah, we'll set up 4 jack stands and just set it on the 4 jack stands, and then we'll lift the car back off so that it's just kind of sitting there nicely for you guys to see. And then we'll start taking everything off, and then the motor and transmission will come off the subframe. We'll take the head off first.
Dude, I didn't want you to forget before you drop the motor.
Yeah.
We got you. Thank you. Wasn't gonna be forgotten, but
Let him feel special.
To be fair, I'll just be honest. The million times we've done this, it has been forgotten once or twice. That's not what usually gets forgotten. What gets forgotten is the reverse plug.
Oh yeah.
That's what gets replaced, which I was gonna do when we lowered it back down. But that's what gets forgotten more than anything is reverse plug. We'll go to start to lower. Oh, reverse plugs. We forgot. Even though that's the number one thing. Oh, Ron's already getting it. So no.
Right now, pop, got it.
Off, reverse plugs off. There it is. So that's everything. So we're gonna pull that lead up through the top, and then we're gonna do that mount, and then we'll be good to go. So
we had tires.
yeah, we take the tires off too.
We're supposed.
Nah.
You can leave them on, but
Roll around.
yeah, I agree.
I
agree.
Hi.
The question is, it's up to you. If we're gonna drop that way, do we want to keep the brake caliper, disconnect the brake calipers and do the line on the brakes, take the brakes with it or without it? That's the other question.
Ponder.
I don't think it matters. You want to take brakes with or without? It's your call. So what I'm asking Ron right now is, either so the way we're dropping right now, you have to take the brake line off of the caliper, or you have to take the brakes off, which arguably, depending on the condition of the car, it can decide. And then there's a wheel speed sensor as well, but that we just essentially take out. That's a quick, easy removal. And he's debating now. He's debating on which one.
He's
You
debating.
just crimp the rubber part of the line and just take it off the caliper. Oh, that's what he was thinking. He had to let me think. He's all that's what I thought. Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
Let's see. Don't worry, you're not going.
Oh yeah, he's going straight on.
No, we're not going on straight.
this.
No.
Watch this.
No.
Watch this. Going raw.
No.
Raw dog in it.
You're right on this one.
That's the proper way. A little microfiber Johnny.
Double down.
Double down.
Fold it around.
I guess the tool to take those off isn't with it.
Yeah, they're not really tight.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have them like.
They're not.
This is not a center lock.
No, it's not.
I got the center lock wheel.
And you took it off.
They look very
Does-
fancy.
Does the
But some people may think like, oh, you got the center locks?
You can modify the car to make it run center locks, but
Which is pretty cool. Honestly.
That'd be sick.
these-
I
I,
love center
I always
These are kind
I
of fancy,
hate
but like, how you get that off?
plastic. You get a plastic
How do
price.
you get that off?
Plastic price.
Give it up. All right, well, let's just go take this one off.
I'll get the plastic.
Yes, you get the plastic.
Get the plastic buzzer tool.
Oh. There you go. I'm gonna just like that. Whoa.
That was a little tighter. If you need my help.
No, I got
Oh,
it.
you got it.
You
Sick.
know, a little shoulder on the tire.
Phew, that's the combo.
on.
That's the combo. There we go.
Plastic price tool.
That's right now.
Plastic price.
That's right now.
Yeah, I'm over here thinking it was, gonna work with the magnet.
Sir, it's aluminum.
I mean, I imagined as much, but I had to try.
Okay, we're gonna take that wheel off on that side. I got the impact sitting over there.
I want to see how you do this.
What do you mean? Just put the plastic in there and pop it out. God.
Pain in the butt.
I just did it on the other side.
Here?
Now he's nervous.
Purchase.
He's shy.
Caught him on the spot.
Oh, will y'all be going to the Saab owners convention? I knew that question was gonna come up.
No, it's one of those things where it's just like we don't know.
We're so busy.
It is never. We're not necessarily happy with that. Like it's
It's
not,
never anywhere good.
not to sound pretentious. It's just we're never happy with the venue of choice, and so we're always kind of like
We thought the Saab owners museum was cool. Like
yeah,
to
but
go
we wanted to go to that, but
Yep.
we just didn't have the luxury.
You got nice wheels, so you got
too far.
protected socket.
Phew. The carbon fiber socket. Zip tie. That's the real trick.
Oh, this side's like really stuck in here. I need a more
Shoo.
pinpoint plastic pry tool. This one's not.
Jason, chrome sockets. Oh,
A snail on the wheel.
snail.
Oh, he's just got a little
Oh, just juiced on you.
Ew.
Ew, juicy. Poor guy. Little snail.
Oh,
Nice. Toss. Tossed it off.
Shoo. Oh, look, Cody had his ready too, but not quite as fancy. Not quite.
Like-
This is real carbon fiber. This is real though.
Dang, buddy.
Real. It's a real deal.
The real Shapiel.
Yeah.
Are you
Let's
still
see.
getting it off?
yeah, it's like stuck on there.
Let's see.
Goodness.
Another reason why I don't like it.
Personally, I spray paint my impact sockets chrome. Yep. Just the method
What? Wait.
everyone.
Did you spray paint them chrome?
Yep.
Okay. And then people be like, oh my god, he's using a chrome socket for impact. Nah, you thought.
You thought.
It is stuff.
Dude. The other side came off so easy. Let's see Ron's method.
What my method will be. Are you kidding me?
Jeez.
You need like a suction cup or something.
I have Rotiform 6s on my car and they're the same way. But a little bit smaller than this, but they are always such a pain in the butt. Such a pain in the butt. I like these wheels a lot. I love 1552 wheels. They are heavy though, but if you're looking for a good, like, decently affordable wheel, 1552s are sick on Saabs. That's for sure. Is Ron making fun of my fake center lock wheels? Nope.
I like them.
He likes them. He likes them.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah, what is that? Trying to put a giant suction cup on there?
Listen.
Not coming off the wall. Fine, not.
No, it's not.
Dude, we could use. That's a good idea, actually. Let's try it. Valve.
Oh, the little one?
Use a valve tool.
Ooh,
Dude, that's really on there.
jeez.
So I had these suction cups. I don't know where they are.
Suction cup and it's not working, sir.
The windows one time. Did we need to find out?
No, dude, this thing's just like caked on there.
Missing a tool. Missing.
Juan, your wheels are making me mad. And you can see, look, someone's already been here before, and look, you can see they used something metal. You see those little gouges? Someone's popped them off.
Dang.
See?
Not us. Couldn't be us.
So annoying. That's why you gotta use.
Jay said a dead blow and a microfiber. Ooh,
Yeah, I was gonna do.
that's actually a pretty good idea. Yeah, he was. He was thinking that already. Sus. That would look just like the dog meme. Did the 23i B234 come in an NA variant with a distributor?
Say that again.
Did the 23 B234 come in an NA variant with a distributor? Yeah, isn't the long or no, that's does that count the long?
In the United States, or are you asking globally or in the United States?
I saw a picture of an NA B234 and it's making me geek out. I'm trying to
Yes,
figure out if
over in
it's
Europe. So there's a this I can't remember how many off the top of my head, but I want to say the 9000 actually came with. Don't hold me to this.
oh, it's
Off the head.
it.
17 motor options was available in the 9000.
Crazy.
Minimal, and I think it's more than that. Off the top of my head, I can only remember 17 for some reason. But between the naturally aspirated, the V6, there's a lot of different variations of the motor. But yes, there's a distributor
Turbinator.
2.3. We didn't get it. We didn't even get the 2-liter fucking B206, which is annoying. That's the Holy Grail motor. And then there also is a long and a short.
I was gonna say the long block 9000 we have has a distributor.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But so the first, so the but he's saying NA.
Yeah, NA, yeah.
So from an NA standpoint, I do believe once again.
Oh,
Oh!
whoa, buddy.
Wait.
Whoa, buddy.
Wait.
Whoa, buddy.
Oh.
Get the zip tie in there. Stick the zip tie in there.
I mean, the pry tool would work now.
Oh yeah, that's true. The plastic pry tool.
Yeah, where is it?
Over there.
Over there.
Oh.
This is why go on. Oh wait.
Yeah. Let me get.
So stupid. Dude, it's taking you guys longer to get this wheel off than to drop the motor. Oh! Dude, you can't fit your fingernail in there.
Here comes. He's coming around the bed.
Oh, you got it all.
All the way over there for nothing.
You got it all.
He's coming around the bed.
You got it all.
All right, so Ron's gonna zip this one off as well. So back over here while he's doing that, just to show you guys. So the other two things that we're gonna have to take off. Okay, wait, I don't want to move this while he's doing that. As you can see, we have the brake line, we have a wheel speed sensor. So both of those do need to come off when we drop everything. Because we're gonna be taking everything with it in the brake line and the wheel speed sensor, more or less.
Oh, is the wheel still on, Ron?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ron. Sorry. Trying to kill Ron over there.
Apparently. Jay said, should we take Alyssa's car to Florida or my car? The 9.3. Ron says Alyssa's. Yeah, you'll go deaf.
That thing up, dude.
Well, I don't think it matters. No, it's an eco-tech. Any car you can just drive.
No, saying the 9.5.
No, I think he's talking. He says
Not?
9.3. He says 9.3. Yeah, those cars are so reliable. You can drive NG93s into the ground as long as you properly maintain them.
Yeah.
We have customers literally with 600,000 miles on them. Customers with 400,000 miles, literally original timing chain. Crazy. Literally. One of our customer, Christopher Reed's car. Yeah, it's highly modified too, and it had 380,000 miles on it. And we went to do the timing cover gasket, and one of his timing chain guides was cracked. Not even all the way broken. 380,000 miles original timing. Insane.
I remember that.
And his car is highly modified, 19T, E85, all kinds. We literally saved it.
What's this guy
It's
doing?
pretty crazy. But he was abusing the crap out of that car.
So if you have a 01 and back 9.5, you're gonna have a different hub design.
Oh, wow.
So they did change that to a better axle setup. So these axle ends are the same as what's on the Vigan. The problem with these axles is they do like to break. They snap the ends off. So if you have a 9.5, it's an easy swap. We're actually doing a weird hybrid custom coilover kit. We're actually going to utilize components from the 02 and up 9.5 on the Death Cart and future Vigan builds. So we're actually utilizing the 9.5 hub, a different control arm, and a different coilover kit as a whole for OG93s. So something we're developing for OG93s, and we're currently getting ready to do it on the Booger actually next week. So we can actually put more power down with the Booger, because that's
That'll be sick.
going to be already making
Cool stuff.
power anyway.
It's already sketchy as it is.
It's already too sketchy.
Very sketchy.
But it's fun to drive.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Yeah, Allison hasn't driven it.
Ron hasn't driven it either. Because Cody wanted to blow it up. He was feeling it.
I was feeling it.
He was feeling it.
10,000 RPM. It's great.
He was feeling it. All right, June, pulled apart.
Yep.
That's true.
Feeling it. Yeah, that blew up the head gasket because that's what happens when you take a stock B204 gasket to 10,000 RPM.
Yeah.
And also, it was on. Yes, insane boost. What did we think it was making? 30 psi?
Yeah, probably around 28, 30.
Crazy.
It was 2 bar, so just under.
It sounded so good.
So pissed off. Third bar. Oh my god.
Crimping, not
Crippin'.
Cramping. You know, when they crimp on Mighty Boosh, anyone Mighty Boosh fan out there?
Crimp.
Oh, look at
Yep.
that. That's good. That's real good. That's what you want to see.
Let me see.
Huh.
Oh my god. The boot's just smooth. They sent me the boot's bad.
Oh.
Okay.
To be fair, it looks like if we
Oh
caught,
my
we
gosh.
caught it soon enough that we could arguably just reboot it. It doesn't look like it's leaking yet. The internal seal's still good, so that's not a big deal. We just have to fix it.
Jay said, so 9,500 is the limit? Not. Could you do
No,
9,500 on a
the motor,
B235?
the way that we have the head, we would need a bigger
No,
turbo.
I think he's asking B235s.
B235, what's the limit on them?
Yeah,
I would say
because it's obviously
Or-
different rod ratio.
build up and stuff. 10,000 is probably a good stopping point. Somewhere between 10 and 11,000.
Yeah, but what
With fully.
what is
fully
the
built.
booger set up for right now? Would you say
12,000.
12,000?
Take it to 12,000. Is what you could do. You don't have enough. We don't have enough air.
That's a good face.
We need larger valves. But rod ratio. So 2 rod ratio. Let's go for 12.
The buzzard rod ratio.
Does valve springs good enough?
Yes, upgraded valve
I
springs.
put them in there.
He did. Ron put those valve springs in there, and they are upgraded.
Yeah, built that. Head built by me.
True.
Sorry, this looks very crusty.
Yeah, I know. I'm not happy.
Look at this. See if everybody can see this.
Oh.
No, not that. It's that.
Oh.
That 10, right?
Oh.
Maybe not be able to see it's right.
Yep, that's a grip edge full time.
I can't.
That's a grip edge tool all day.
It's a grip edge.
The grip edge. Yep. Cody got those
Gotta get the-
commercials on his Instagram feed. They just work. That's it.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Oh, what the heck?
Somebody said, "Is it wrong owning both a Saab and a Volvo?" Ooh,
It depends on the Volvo. If you have a
Depends.
V70R or a
baseball
C3,
V70R. Yes.
there are some Volvos that get a pass, but a Safari, dude, if you got an old Safari, that
Oh yes, P1800.
well, it depends. It depends on the car.
Some older Volvos, yes. Not many modern Volvos. I do love a Spaceball V70R wagon though.
There he is, literally.
Little.
Oh my
Whoa!
Who's that?
June did that. He got a little
It's
rowdy.
not very normal of him.
He's not a rowdy guy. Currently wearing his favorite Little Italy shirt. Wave to the camera, June. Oh, Junie. Little Junie.
Little Junie.
My gosh, making a mess over here.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Look,
What does he say?
he's talking.
He's whispering. Look at him over there.
I would say for anyone who doesn't know us and you come here, something that all of us are guilty of, and I don't care. Ron is probably the least guilty, but still guilty of it. Is we'll be talking and just walking away.
No, that is Cody.
I'm
You're
the
the
worst.
most-
I'm the worst. Alice,
Oh,
we're all guilty of it.
It goes Cody, then Junie, and then
Maybe.
nobody else
Yeah,
really
no,
does
we
it.
don't really do that.
No, we do.
No.
I never just start talking. Yeah. No, that's
And all the fans will be on, the music will be full volume. Cody will be talking and then walk away.
close. You go to the front office area.
And people talking still. It's pretty wild.
There goes.
And this guy says he has a V60 T5 all-wheel drive. Yeah.
Yeah. My problem with Volvo is they. I'll be honest, they're one of the like even if you look,
Their all-wheel drive system
motor-
is such a pain in the ass.
they are one of the most unreliable vehicles. Motor Trend actually has given them most unreliable. Consumer Reports has given most unreliable. They're just, especially the new ones, are most unreliable. And then the main reason we hate Volvo is Volvo puts a 100-mile governor on all their cars, which you can't be a car enthusiast and like Volvo, like because of that. Like if you buy a car and it has a 100-mile governor, mind you, just like if you buy a brand new Ford F-350, which I get it on that. That's a big ass fucking truck. You shouldn't be doing 130 miles an hour in it. However, if you're driving a brand new, nice sport Polestar wagon, you shouldn't be governed to 100 miles.
Yeah, that's goofy. Yeah, Jay said every Volvo my dad owned blew up. What?
Oh, that's him talking. I thought Ron was over here. I'm like, who's over there talking? Yeah, and that's true. And most Volvos, like I love inline 5 motors. I really do.
They sound so
They
good.
sound good. Like Volvo, every Volvo that I have known somebody owning, and I've had a lot of friends that have had Volvos over the years, and they've always had way more problems with Saabs. Saabs were always so much
Oh, Saab.
and are still more.
Yeah, you literally barely have to put any money into Saabs to keep them good. That's so true.
So what I'm doing right now, I'm using I guess you would call it an extractor tool. This bolt over here did not have a head anymore. So you just kind of tap on these little, they're called grip edge. So if you work on any kind
Grip Edge commercial place.
grip edge placement,
sponsor us.
Now this bolt is really rusty, so it's probably gonna snap anyways, which is okay if it does. We'll extract it all the way this way. But it is
Probably
coming
gonna
out.
Not good.
But I'll show you what it looks like. But
Dude, turn
this
it
is
towards you.
this is one of the better tools to have if you're just
Sponsor us, please. We need sponsors.
free grip edge tools.
Yep.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Little pop.
James in there singing.
Well, if Jake is watching this, your transmission still hasn't gotten picked up. And it was supposed to get picked up today.
If not, tomorrow's fine.
Oh man, so annoying.
That's it. She going out. So I'll show you guys what this bolt looks like when I get it out. So all pretty much rounded off. There's still a little bit of an edge there, but it's pretty rusty. And then so these little guys, you just pound
Cody
it on,
loves them.
and like kind of forms to it, and then you can kind of
It grips the edge.
it grips
It
the
grips the edge. It grips the edge.
And the thing that's nice is when
They're
if you really whack it on there like you're supposed to, you like whack the shit out of it on there, and then it has this little tool
No,
that you screw, gets the bolt out.
The,
That's true.
Air speed sensor is actually stuck in the hub.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
You're loving it.
It's like some PB blaster.
PP blast.
Yeah, PB it'll come out.
What's that?
Yeah, just PB.
Why does it even move?
No, it's PB. It won't work free.
Just PP it. PP blaster.
So while we're talking, well, where's the PP? Right there. Anything else? Something completely random to
Oh,
go. So this was the manifold we were running on the booger.
yep.
But we're gonna be going to a much cooler set. So
This is a little
it's a
secret.
secret, but not a secret. We're gonna be doing like
It's-
we've not seen anybody do it yet, but we're gonna be doing a true mechanical anti-lag.
Oh, he's telling you guys. Man,
It'd be really
whoever's on the stream, you get to know the secret.
so it'll be really cool. So we've got a manifold set up for a true mechanical anti-lag.
Kind of been
So
sitting
it's
on
gonna be
this thing.
badass. So we're really excited for it because no one's done it yet. So it's a first.
Yep. It's great. How's it going, Donald? The PP is right here.
I just asked that.
It's right here.
I just sprayed it already. There.
Oh. Dang, Ron just 10 steps ahead of us.
No, not 10.
Never borrow a flashlight from this guy. Sit down in there. Ooh. Busting it out. Sounds like it's about to rain too. Is your cup on your car?
You mean my 10?
Your bucket. Yeah, Rod keeps a bucket on his hood exit exhaust on his car.
Well, because we went from 3 to 4 inch.
Yeah, he didn't have something that fits, so now it just has a bucket on it.
Yeah.
But you're good. You got your bucket on there.
Yep.
He's prepared. Prepared. June's heading out.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll see you later, Italy.
Bye, Junie.
I had to get some cold water.
Mountain Valley.
Valley.
Blizzard.
I need something to quench.
Can I have a quench? Give me a little quench.
Something to quench.
Oh, it's good.
Wow. Wow, dude, just let me
Like that. It's
out
better.
dry.
Oh,
I mean, you can. Here, you have some that more milk on.
No, I don't want that 7-Eleven milk.
Yeah.
The fuck?
yeah.
Let me just waste my money out. Yeah. Sir, I don't know if this is gonna come out.
Well, if we have to take the bracket off, we'll take the bracket off.
I mean, I got it to move, but
Let's just take the whole bracket off. Then. It's just easier.
Like everything else was so fast, and now this.
Wait,
It's
you
the
get-
crusty step.
No, I'll just take the other 10 out. It's fine. Here, I'll go with 10. I'll just take the. You can just take the whole bracket off. It's easier.
okay.
We're gonna take the whole bracket off on the wheel speed sensor on the side,
Crusty.
and then we'll be good. So
Oh.
Ruben said, Ron, stop drinking all of the tea. Sir, what do you mean you drink all of the drinks when you're here?
Who said this?
Ruben.
yeah, you're the most guilty customer we have.
Ruben is
You drink
the thirstiest man.
Sir. You drink all those drinks. You
He's
say,
thirstiest.
stop drinking all the tea. I'm
He's-
in a tea right now.
Oh, I think we do have a jasmine left in the fridge. You can slug on.
Yeah.
Plug on a jasmine
it's like,
tea.
I don't drink.
No. Ruben, he's one of our great, amazing customers and friends.
Yeah.
He comes to the shop and drinks a lot of drinks. We have a fancy fridge full like fun Japanese drinks and stuff up front. And Boobin loves the drinks.
Oh, he does.
He loves the
He
drinks.
loves his sugar.
Cheese.
I mean, who doesn't like sugar? I mean, come on.
Especially Boobin.
Yeah.
He likes the sugar.
Okay, so one other fun fact too.
Oh.
Just while we're on the topic of brakes and we're doing hub and stuff, whatever, blah blah. If you are somebody who is looking to upgrade, if you have a non-aero and you just want to keep the costs cheap, and you're not trying to buy the larger 314, and let's say you have an 01 or you have a newer style hub, this is pertains to both. If you find the same year bracket, you don't need to buy the whole caliper. The only difference between same with OG93s, big ends and things, the actual bracket that holds the caliper is the difference. The caliper itself is actually the same. So it just uses a different bracket that essentially moves the caliper more out and over. So when you are looking at upgrading to an Aero or a Vigan caliper, the caliper stays the same. The bracket is what changes. So if you are wanting to go to a slightly larger brake, 'cause you have a linear or an arc or just a regular base model S OG93, you can do that simple modification instead of buying a whole braking system. And that also makes it so you don't have to bleed the brake system. You can just pop the caliper off, put a new rotor on, do pads, and then that bracket. And then you're not actively wasting your time bleeding the brake system. But you should still flush the system if the brake fluid in there, arguably, once again, depending on who you talk to. I personally say you should do brake flush once a year. Depends on how you go, but max 3 years. But you really should do one once a year. If you're driving the shit out of the car, that's kind of what my brain set is you're doing pads at least 2. So when you do the pads, just do the full flush. So Ron got that off. We're good there. We're gonna lower this down real quick. We're gonna take that top mount down. Ron, if you want to grab that tab over there. Oh, oh, oh. Yes. Okay, so now all that we have to do is we're going to remove the top mount that's up here. We're going to make sure our lead for the electrical wire for the starter alternator, your main power lead, is out of the way. We're going to get underneath the car. We're going to go ahead and undo 4 of the bolts to hold everything kind of in place. And we'll get the other 2 loose, and then we're going to actually just do a quick roll under the car. Like I said, depending on how you do this, there's a couple different ways. But for the sake of just showing you guys, instead of using a table or lift table or anything like that, we're going to just put it on jack stands so you guys can see everything. Makes it look a little bit more cinematic, I guess.
Yeah, that's a nice little shoe.
Nice little
Little display. What are you trying to display?
display and motor on display.
We don't even have to technically take the whole mount out. All we need is technically to take this center bolt, that nut out. That's all we're doing. So, and then once we do that center bolt, we have the 6 bolts on each strut. We're going to be undoing all 6 through each side. That bolt, essentially at that point, once that has happened, the subframe, everything that is in the car essentially is going to come down as a whole, as a collective unit. That rear motor mount is still attached. And like Ron said, he already disconnected the steering rack. I guess you call it the knuckle. So that's already been disconnected. So since that's been disconnected, essentially everything is bolt. So you can go ahead and zip that bolt off, Ron.
Well, do you want to get?
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and let's put it on stand.
Easy go off sign.
Yep. Let me grab.
All right, everyone. Guess I'll give you a little car tour while we wait for them. So obviously, this wagon is super clean, as many of Fawn's cars are. Shoo, that's his detailing company, Advanced Detailing. It is a little dirty from being at the shop for a little bit, so it doesn't look as beautiful as it did when it was dropped off. But it was a pretty special wagon, that's for sure.
A little more. Okay.
You really just can't find manual wagons nowadays.
Yeah, so when you find manual wagons now,
Because everybody treasures them.
wagons, I'll be completely honest with you, you're gonna expect to spend 10,000. 12,000 is pretty much what they sell for if they are under 125,000 miles
Yep.
and they are clean. If they're a little rusty or need work or weren't well taken care of, 7,500 times, and usually it's a Dame. You will be very hard pressed to find an '04 or an '05 Aero, which is
Yep.
most desirable. You can occasionally still find '01s and back, but they're usually rusty. And then the '02s and '03s, which are arguably the least desirable. And the weight difference, arguably, once again, I said arguably like 10 times, but
Arguably.
is the '0203 bumper style. The Aero is just a lip versus the '0405 is that updated front bumper cover. So, the last perfect example wagon that I saw that was well maintained, 98,000 miles, completely stock, no rust. It was a silver Aero, '04 start to. That one sold for 16.5. So I would tell you, if you're expecting to buy one of these, if you keep your eye peeled, you can find automatics occasionally for 4,500 to six. But if it's a manual, you're going to be hard pressed to find one under 7,000. That's
Yep.
in decent shape.
Manual tax.
So if you do, what I always like to say is, if you're looking for a manual one, find somebody who bought a project one that was a nice shape, had a blown motor or something, and just never got
Yep.
around to it. The blown motor cars, it'll be way easier to rebuild something than finding something in good shape. Because I'd rather find with a blown motor, up or down, just up a little bit more. So same with sedans. Now, sedans are actually pretty easy to find. So, ironically, we just had one of our customers. He had a super high mileage, not super high, but 200,000 miles plus. Which had some, we'll say, some decent modifications. 19T, switched to E. Um, and then we did do drop-in pistons that were something on budget. It was a budget build. But with that car, he actually let that car go for like $2,500. It was a sedan, O2 Aero Silver thing. It did have dog leg rust. The rest of the car was okay shape. But the car's making about 400 brake horsepower. So whoever got that, it didn't have
A
second
good
gear. The
cheap
second
car.
gear was kind of trash too. We almost actually bought it back. Or not bought it back. We almost bought it off of him, but we were too busy doing other stuff at the time. But whoever got that car, they got a great deal because that car rips. Third, fourth pulls on the highway. It was
Oh yeah, that's a fast car.
fast car.
Somebody said, I bought a 2009 5 wagon white 2.3 for $500 4 months ago. Yeah, you can find
It was
good.
manual.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a manual or not. He said it looked just like this one. So either way, even if it was a manual, that's a good deal.
Yeah, so you'll find Saabs, and
In the middle of nowhere.
That's
too.
why Saabs are weird because they fetch a premium. Are starting to fetch a premium now
Yeah, it
because
was
people are starting to actually see value in them. Where the Saab community has kept Saabs cheap, which is what's kind of annoying because Saabs, I'm guilty of it to a certain degree too. Is I have bought in so many Saabs for 800, 1,000, $1,500, and they always need work. They always need something to a certain degree, or somebody older has it and they just want to get rid of it. That's what kind of has been killing the Saab community so long. Arguably, the last 20 years is because Saab
undervaluing the cars.
sponsor undervaluing are always trying to help somebody. Oh, I'll give you a good deal. I'll give you a good deal on it, and that killed the value of these cars. So when people actually see value, that's kind of what we've been trying to do is add value back to the brand and kind of make Saabs exciting again. And the problem is now everybody wants something new and modern, and they suck. Older cars are better.
I hate
They
new
just
cars.
are. So by putting the value of what these cars are actually worth on nice examples and getting the value in the properly addressed modifications and making them how they really should have came, the value is there. So like Vigans now are fetching 16 to $20,000. 9.5 wagons are fetching, like I said, 12 to 16,000. Turbo X's are always over 10 on the bottom usually. Manual ones. Automatics, there's always gonna be less value in an
Yeah, but
automatic.
Gary Small just sold one with 100,000 miles
Correct.
for 16 grand.
Six X
So
one, yeah, very small.
automatic.
He just sold his dealership out west to focus on racing. But he more or less is sold. I don't know who's taking it over, but the dealership essentially was sold. So he's one of the last US based Saab dealers, as you would call it.
Buy a blown motor manual car, any body style, and buy a blown transmission auto car. Boom, you've got a manual aero wagon. Yeah,
Exactly. And we actually tell most of our customers
that's the best.
one of two
Start
things.
with a clean automatic.
Either find a clean ass automatic car, manual swap it with an F40, bam, way better. You're saving your money there versus buying a clean manual car. You're always better to buy an automatic and manual swap it because
Yeah,
in the
sometimes you
long
can
run,
do it cheaper.
yeah, and in the long run, you'll end up spending the same amount of money and you'll have a better built car doing an automatic.
Yeah, you
and
put
swap.
your money into
So,
it.
but it is getting harder to find the components for the manual swap, like the pedal assemblies, things like that. So that is like you're
As
almost
soon as we part out a manual car, they're
yeah, yeah,
instantly sold to a
yeah,
customer.
customer waiting for a manual swap.
Yep.
So now Ryan's actually setting up. We got jack stands underneath. He's getting that kind of set up now. And once those are set in place, we do have the four. I guess you would say the four jack stands sitting in place. There's 6 bolts that are kind of holding everything in place, and then we're just going to lower it onto those jack stands so that, like I said, you guys can kind of see everything. There's a bunch of different ways to do this. Like I said, if you just have a lift table or just even just a card table, like what we use, we just use a table and then just put it on there, just lift it off, stays on the table. So we're gonna do it a little differently than how we would normally do it, but mainly just to kind of show you guys. So this is something that you could arguably do even without a lift. All you would need is a really, really good hoist, and you can actually hoist. If you have a hoist that's good for 3,000 pound hoist or 4,500 pound hoist, you can actually just lift the front of a car up, put it on them, and then lower it down. So he's setting that up. Once that's set up, like I said, we'll have this nut up here is the only thing that's holding it up here. This obviously will then be essentially lowered down. It'll hold it in place. And these actually, you don't necessarily need to get anything too fancy. These are Harbor Freight. We have a couple other ones too. These are actually pretty affordable. You can buy two of them, so you have them out on each side. That's kind of nice, especially if you're doing V8s, things like that. Porsche like 9.
I think we got them. It was 2 for a certain price. They were on
Yeah,
sale
they go on sale pretty frequently as well.
if you buy 2 of them.
Something else too, if you are, how should I say, looking for an automatic car, back on that topic for just for a second. If you are looking at buying an automatic car and you are planning on doing a manual swap, great. But if you are looking at keeping it automatic, a lot of people ask us, what is the actual max torque? The 5 speeds typically don't like to go more than 500 Newton meters, which is right around 370 foot-pounds. And then the 4 speeds, which is the 01 and back, which is absolutely just trash. Those are good for about 400 Newton meters, 450 Newton meters max. And then they like to take a shit. So typically you don't want to go crazy on modification of those. So where are we at, Ron?
Just need to find a creeper.
He's got to find the creeper. There's one next to.
The creeper's creeping around.
There's one next.
Is it
Oh, is it?
this late? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, the bill of lading papers are on the front desk, and I already put the pallet label on it. I already taped the pallet label to it. Shoo. This is the easy way to drop the motor. That's for sure. Ron, what would you say? Which car do you like working on better? OG 93s or 95s?
Yeah, I just like OG93s, honestly.
He's biased to OG 93s.
Grew up in them.
He did. All his mom has a Vigan.
My dad.
His dad Daly's an OG 93.
On the daily.
On the daily.
Get the here's a 21.
I'm not sure if many people watched the last live, but Ron did grow up in a Saab family, which is super cool. So his dad was a Saab master tech, and now Ron pretty much is all practically a Saab master tech.
Well, not quite.
Get in there, get in there. That's for sure. That's for sure. But we don't get too many NG95s here. We really probably only have maybe like 20 NG95 customers. They're just so rare, and only a few Aero NG95 customers. But our 2-liter NG95 customers, their cars are, when I tell you a car that'll last forever, oh my goodness. The new gen 95s are always absolutely beat up. It's kind of crazy. Jay said, "You're only not a master tech because you're too young to be one."
I thought I was on.
Yeah, I thought he was Unk. Maybe he's talking you up now so he can do free stuff on his car. You're too young, Ron. Yeah, but we definitely like the older OG 95 for sure, because NG 95s obviously all day. They're very GM, but they do look good. Very, very modern looking cars for sure. Like, you look at an NG 95 and you still think it's a brand new car, which is funny. But the interiors don't hold up very well. So that's the only sad thing about it. But love the wagons. Ron really wants to get a OG 95 wagon as a daily.
Oh.
So if anybody's got a good deal on one, shoot.
I would probably. I don't know if I'd actually get rid of my other car. I may like take it off the road.
Yeah, we've done a lot of videos with Ron's daily. His OG 93 with the bullet holes in the side of it. That car's ridiculous. Hood exit exhaust. 19T E85, running it up, ripping on it. But that's the best kind of daily, the ones that you can just absolutely beat the crap out of and not care about. That's for sure. But Ron did shoot that car how many times? How many bullet holes? 12 bullet holes.
Through the full magazine.
Yep.
Those are the first shots out of my gun.
Yep. He's like, I want to shoot my gun, and then shot his
Shot
car.
my gun.
Yep.
Shot my car. Yeah. Why not? The car did not look nearly as crazy as it does now. It actually looked like a normal looking car for the most part, and then had just some bullet holes. So it's like, oh, look at this car. It doesn't look really as bad.
Yeah, now our thing is we get so many stickers from all the stuff that we buy, all the performance parts and everything, and we have so many stickers from so many different companies, and any free sticker we get goes on Ron's car. So his car is covered in the most stupid stickers. It's so funny.
It's really good.
It is good.
Sponsored.
Sp-
They're all my sponsors.
They're all sponsors. Not actually. Too funny. Yeah, JCI, the NG95s are good looking. They are nice looking cars. That's one of our dream Saabs.
He saw
Is
really.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. There's a new generation 95 Aero wagon. The one of what? There's 4 NG95 Aero wagons, right? And then one of them is laser red.
The one that's laser red.
Or no, it's a TTID. It's a diesel. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be red.
Yeah, Ron has.
There's 30 of them that made it into the wild, and then there's a few. Technically, there's 30, but then there's like a few other ones that also did. But
I thought there were only a few arrows.
4 arrows.
Yeah, that's why I said
30
4.
30.
I said 4. Pretty cool.
And then there's a few people that have taken the Buick wagon or slash the Opel wagon, and then like take a portion of that and make it work.
Make it look like
it's not the same.
it's not the same. No, I like NG95, and I'll be honest, like they really, I mean they're expensive, but they're really for what they are. Like you could do something cool with it for sure.
Well, my biggest problem is I do like kind of the way they look. The wagon definitely.
The wagon, oh yeah, for
came,
sure.
like, the normal
They all should just been wagons.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan, and to be honest, when you drive one, especially the 2-liter,
Yeah.
the V6, it's definitely a little bit of a different experience. But the 2-liter, you feel like you're just in a Buick Regal.
Yeah, I don't like them.
You're just in a Buick Regal. It's not a Saab.
Yeah.
And I always say that Saab. A lot of your true enthusiasts will say Saab died. In when arguably the SPG, the C900 was the last true Saab. I like all things Saab to a certain degree, but I will always argue I think Saab truly died as a company when the OG 93, the Vigan essentially, and then the 95 with H series motor. I think when the H series motor died, I think that's truly when Saab truly died. The new generation 93, I do like them. They still do have Saab characteristics. They're very Saabish. It's just an Opel Vectra, the NG93. It's just a Vectra.
Yeah, but I think especially the pre-facelift NG93s, they really look like Saabs still.
Yeah, and
They're
I
very
think,
quirky.
And that's like with one of Allison's car. Her
I have a face.
She has a face.
I do like it. I like it a lot.
I don't mind them. I like them. I think they're great cars still, especially the 2.8's a great motor. But when we're converting hers to a 2-door wagon.
Yes, shooting brake.
So I think when we're done with that, I think that's gonna be absolutely awesome. And I think I'll probably have a whole new, I guess, feel for that because I think that's how the car should have came. The car should have been just like how the OG 93 had a 3-door, 5-door, and a convertible.
It's gonna be a 3-door.
I think the 93 instead of a wagon, it should have been like a hatch. It should have been a 2-door hatch. Its shooting brake would have been so much cool.
I agree. But same with the NG95, the NG93. I think the NG93 still looks a lot like the facelifted NG93 does still look like a newer car, whereas the older one does look older, but it does look more like a Saab in my opinion.
So Ron right now is removing the 6 subframe bolts. So for anyone that's out there, it's a weird size. The middle bolt is a 20 millimeter.
Oh,
okay. So Ron makes a valid point. 01 and back, it's 18. 2002 and up is 20. So he does make a valid.
why did they change that? Was it a load issue or?
I have no idea, but it is a 20 mil. If you have a 2002 and up, it's a 18 mil on the back on the middle. And then the front blades are the same.
18, all of them except in the rear. It has 414.
414s, yeah, which are technically not the main bolts that hold it up. The 14s he's talking about, that's more or less of the center brace section. That's not technically part of the subframe, but they're just the covers for the subframe. Which those are out, essentially all that's holding up the motor and everything in place when those 4 bolts are out is there is some load on the struts and then this mount and this. So he's got those bolts.
Oh yeah, this car's on D2 coil too.
Yeah, we said that. So we're gonna go ahead. I'll grab
And that 95 wagon over there is also on D2 coilovers.
It's a good option.
A lot of people go to D2s.
What?
Missing a subframe bolt.
Subframe bolt missing.
Ooh, missing subframe bolt.
Your car googly, you're missing a subframe bolt. That makes sense.
And also that yeah, you definitely had some components mount as well.
So it's gonna feel like a completely different car when you get it back.
I think that's the most fun part about building a Saab too, is like you have this older car and then you do all this work to it and it feels like a completely different car to you. You know, it completely changes your relationship with the car. I think that's really special. Oh, dropped.
Where's the floor?
Well, I wasn't even using it. It was just in my.
Right, hun?
Yeah, and I mean, Alice makes a valid point, and like when you buy a clapped Honda or you clapped Audi, things, um, in my opinion, you have a different platform. So like when you have a front wheel drive car that's naturally aspirated, when it's clapped versus not clapped, in my opinion, it's not like, oh
It's
my
still
god,
just kind of a
it's not a
crappy
night
car.
and day. Or if you have like an Audi or a Porsche and and you do a bunch of modifications to it, they already come pretty refined from the factory, especially 911s. So when you do a lot of work to them, they get to the point that it's not so much, oh my god, it's refined and it's good. It's this is a race car now. Where
Yep.
with Stobbs is
You can
where
make them good.
yeah,
Refined.
you can make them refined and still very much daily drivable, and that's why I like them. So like the things that they lack being like LSD, the fact that even for a lot of people don't know this, but the Vigan actually too, originally actually
Oh,
designed to have an LSD. There's actually memos back and forth that we're floating around the internet that you can actually see where they had talked about how they actually tested with an LSD. They actually took it out. I think they took it out solely for budget, but arguably the argument is they took it out because it was like too hard to drive because it would like jump a lane on you. But that was because they didn't have proper stiffening support on the actual steering rack itself. So just like the Mazda Speed 3s, those came with an LSD. It makes the car. If the Vigan or the 95 Aero, if they would just opted the top like the Vigans and Aeros with LSDs, the value on these cars would be through the roof. And
yep.
I guarantee you there'd be a completely different perspective of the value of these cars and
That's
people that
true.
actually want to buy them. So once you put an LSD in them, once you get rid of the glass pistons, if you're a 95, versus like a NG 900 or a 9000, you'll more or less be able to actually get to that sweet power point. And there's a lot of other cars that are front wheel drive, whether you're talking about like the Buick Regal GS, for example. I mean, that's almost 300 horsepower. I mean, you have these other front wheel drive cars that came with more power. And I'll be honest, the 95s and the Vigans, both 300 horsepower was plenty. But we just didn't get that. They were just too shy. They really should have been 300, 330 horse.
Yep.
And that would have been the sweet spot.
If it was making that much power and had an LSD from
Yeah.
factory, that would probably be a $50,000
Yeah,
car.
it'd be
now.
worth so much more money now. So once you get to the 330, 350 brake horsepower without an LSD, it's kind of debatable. 400 without an LSD, you're wasting your time. We'll have customers that will keep the stock transmission, do 400 brake, and then they're shortly after back for a transmission. So I'm going to go
Yep.
ahead and finish undoing these bolts for the struts. And then Ron already got everything. So we do have to be careful when we are letting this stuff go. We don't want to hit anything. So we are going to want to be careful when we are cleansing out everything. Oh. Now, before someone says that I'm using a chrome, Ron already broke these free with an M. Now I'm screwing them. So I'm not using a chrome.
Well, Cody's been guilty of that a
So
bunch of
I'm not
times.
doing that right now.
Bunch of times.
But I wouldn't
I
do
mean, I do it. I do it as well.
Ron's really bad about it. I don't use my sockets when he's doing it. There it is. Dropped it goes. So now it is down.
Shoo, how exciting.
Okay, so now we have that's down, that's down. That's down. We just need to make sure our brake line's out. Yeah, looks good. Okay, let's give her a little blip, Ron. The slightest little blip. Actually, Ron, let's go ahead and take this off just so it's out of our way. We're gonna go ahead and set this in front of you, Allison.
Over there.
Yep.
Okay. Get a little blip action here.
AC lines.
Yeah. Oh, AC lines. Did we?
They're off.
Yeah. This is always sometimes we're gonna have to tuck this. Okay, so go ahead and go nice and slow, sir.
Just stay still.
Oh wait, did you get the AC pressure plug off? That plug has to come off to this one over here. AC pressure line plug got to come off because we're taking the AC condenser with us. So this plug that's underneath
Are
here.
the AC condensers coming with?
Yep, we're taking the whole.
fun.
We're taking everything.
That's cool.
So
That's cool, she says.
That's cool.
Buzz.
That's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
You already undid the AC line, you said, right?
Nope.
He says nope. That's loose, right? It's off the AC compressor, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. Okay. Shoot. Do a slight blip there, sir, with that. Sometimes it's better to
I think I just saw a lizard run across the floor.
there's been one here that
Probably did see him. It's running around.
he's running around.
Dang, dude.
He's running around. He's stuck in here.
Poor cutie.
Yeah, that's the last one. Poor cutie, she says.
Juan said, I need my AC looked at also. It has a brand new compressor, and when it went from blowing cold to losing gas, I believe. Yeah, when we discharged the AC earlier, Ron said that literally nothing, like,
Yeah,
barely any-
you have an AC leak for sure.
Yep.
AC leak for sure.
It's true.
Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Okay, we're out there. Okay, keep going.
The subframe's coming up.
Yeah, I need to fix going on here. Oh,
Did I just forget something?
I don't know. I'm looking. I don't think so.
Is that what steering rack?
Yeah, the knuckle might not be popped out of the way. Yeah, because it's down here. The rack, it's right down here. Off right here.
Here, lower this down one.
One.
Same with the other side too.
Well, that's on that one.
Oh, it is. Alright.
Go ahead. Just a little bit.
Go up.
Yeah, go up so I can lower the other one down one notch. Yeah, no, I'm already committed on that side now, so we're gonna do hang on.
Struts. It's the struts. We're actually stuck.
Oh, that sounds off.
There you go. The struts out of the way.
Yeah, we're good on this side. This side's cleared.
Pretty soon.
Oh wait, no, go back up. You get the top mount bolt wrong. That's all it is.
Oh, that's so funny. Live build videos during World Cup games is bold programming. I'm here for it though. White wagon. That's Craig. That dude. What do you want to watch? The World Cup or this?
Well, I mean, we so no one at this shop. I'll be honest, and I mean,
We don't watch-
I think most people that are into cars typically. Now there are some people that watch sports in cars, but I think most people that are
Well, Craig also does a lot of soccer related.
he does, but that's
prep
his
work.
profession too.
Yes,
so this is
that's
a
his
little different,
profession.
and he's a soccer player as well. So I mean, it's a little different in that case. But I think most people that are like diehard car like nerds, they typically aren't into sports. I love to play sports. But I don't necessarily go ahead and lower it down slightly, Ron. I don't typically like to watch other people play sports when I know I could do it myself.
I want to play sport myself. Whoa, there she goes.
She's officially out, but now we just gotta lower the car, bring the car up.
There she goes.
Okay, so bring her up, sir. Nice and easy.
How does it look on the jack stands? Nice.
Yeah, go. Let me get this AC line so it doesn't get stuck. Sometimes it's easier to move shit out.
Oh, Craig said, I will definitely watch this. Very interested in the tear down. Got multiple people.
It might be easier off. We should just take this section off right here. And then
What is this?
Thanks for tuning in, Craig.
For AC line.
this?
Oh yeah.
No, that doesn't need to go.
What is that? AC?
That's AC. It's already off.
Watch out.
It might be easier if we just say screw it and then this one and then push it over so it doesn't get bent. Well, normally we can get it out of the way, but I think it's so tight in there. I'd rather just take it off and push it over so that we're not running into an issue with it. So the AC line did change in the 9.5 depending on the year, so it is a little different for each one, but it's just gonna be easier if we take that off so it doesn't get kinked. Okay, so we're gonna remove the smaller, the lower one. Part. It's pretty crusty. We're gonna have to separate it. Yeah, it's pretty crusty.
Crusworth. Little wipe action. This beautiful valve cover.
We get a flathead on that, so take that apart. It's coming, but it should be easier. We got flat edge on it. So as of right now, like I said, so everything is essentially coming down.
The
Everything
motor is technically dropped.
it's just not always. So we're
foot.
moving one AC line out of the way because technically you can feed it up, but it's just we don't want to run the risk of damaging it or bending it. So we're gonna lightly bring it in this way and lower it that way. It's just better to be safe than sorry. When you have the motor, I thought that'd be able to replace an AC line, but if you damage an AC line when you're not out, okay, go up a little bit, Ron. Keep going.
Oh, creeping up.
Keep going. There you go. Keep going. Oh, that's on. We're good on all that. It's everything. I just gotta hold this power steering line over so it doesn't get Oh, yeah, a little soup.
Oh, no, don't drink it right there.
I'll wipe it off.
Oh my goodness.
Set right back there also.
Yes. Just wipe that up.
Hang on, let me check one thing. I think we're cleared all the things. Let me make
There
sure.
she goes. There she goes.
Yeah, 1 second. You're good now. All the way up. You're good. All the way.
Super naked. Super naked.
So doing it this way, like I said, isn't typically how we would do it, but it is a little faster doing it this way in some aspects. But the main reason,
There's more stuff you have to take off though.
it's less stuff because arguably, if you do it the other way, we have to take the subframe off separately with remove the axles, do all that. There's way more stuff like the rack, all so that all comes out like this way. So
Ooh, I spy.
polyurethane mounts.
And the washers are what, stuck on the body?
No, he put him on. Whoever put them on had him underneath. Had him on the.
Yeah, so this is something that happens all the time. Allison makes a valid point. And we get arguments about this all the time. And actually, other reputable shops that are
Say the wrong thing.
reputable shops say the wrong things. They'll say the washers are supposed to go on top.
On the body. It makes sense.
And people will put them on the bottom. The washers for the subframes go up here,
Yes.
not on the bottom.
Yep.
Okay, so now it's out. So
It even says in the install instructions too.
yeah, people don't like to read instructions. But so one of the main reasons we want to take everything out is there is a lot of rust right here, and I wanted to see how bad and severe this was and talk to Juan.
To fix it.
Well, either not necessarily to fix, but maybe we just want to take the bumper off and actually remove it. Like you don't need to necessarily fix this.
That's true.
As much as just remove so it doesn't become more problematic.
Yeah.
So that's something we can
Got
discuss.
that.
But and a lot of times too, we like to give a lot of our customers options when it comes to when we are doing motor builds stuff like that. In 1-2 hours of a deep clean to get all the nastiness out of the engine bay, get everything clean, make it look new. That's always something.
What are we doing here? Engine rebuild, power rebuild? Yes, sir.
Yeah, everything. The customer, Juan, I think if Juan is watching, if you're in the chat, you can put your 2 cents in. But he hasn't officially decided exactly what his power goal and what he wants to do transmission wise. But so we're essentially going to be breaking the motor down, going into it, looking at
seeing what else fucked,
what has failed, what hasn't failed, and then kind of go over what his power goal is. But I know it's gonna be leaving with a minimal of 400, but it could be as much as 500. I know for a fact he hasn't 100% honestly thought about it. So we're gonna figure out to what degree, what kind of power he wants to make, and then what other things with the car that we may want to address. So there's obviously a few things. This AC condenser has definitely seen better days. It's starting to come apart. The bottom here. If I had to bet money, this is leaking. So we're gonna pressurize the system and see if we can find it leak from because I know the AC is not working like you just said. But everything else that's on here, anything that looks questionable, if any of the radiator or the inner core, any of that stuff. It does need an upgraded inner core if you want to make any kind of power over 300 horse. You really do need an inner core.
Why in the world would anyone put washers on the bottom? That's defeats the purpose of the washer.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
we're not going to say names, but there's a reputable shop in Pennsylvania that got an argument about it with us. You guys they called us out and saying
when we filmed the video, installing them,
and called us out for installing them wrong, and we're like, bro, you're a reputable shop. It's embarrassing. So I think it ended up deleting the comment, but it's, and once again,
we apologize. Everybody makes mistakes.
We make mistakes too. We're not
everybody
perfect.
makes mistakes.
We just try to make sure if we say something wrong and educate,
we apologize.
Either apologize or we just are here to educate people.
That's what, yeah.
Really just bringing more life to the brand that we love. I mean, we love all cars.
Positivity, learning.
We love working on the cars that we choose to work on. I mean, I love Audis to death, but I can tell you where they suck. I love Porsche to death. I can tell you where they suck. I love Saab to death. I can tell you where they suck. And then there's a lot of other random obscure cars. I'm a huge Mitsubishi Evo fan. I love Evo.
46.3.
There's a lot of random cars that I love, and I will gladly give you my knowledge of what I know about them. But no one car is the best car. They're not. I mean, there's some cool cars. I mean, even weirder cars out there that you just sometimes like because they're so quirky. And that's kind of like why Saab is cool, is because it's quirky. So what we're gonna do real quick is we are going to take a quick quick intermission real quick.
Like last time.
Just
clear.
What time is it?
Valve cover off. I think it's 6:17.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a quick intermission break.
So go back at 7.
Honestly though, do we really need to? I mean,
yeah, cool down for a second. Go potty.
I was thinking you said go potty. Okay.
Go potty.
Yeah. So I guess we'll go live again at 7 o'clock. I guess that's fair. So if you guys want to see the breakdown, we're gonna get some of the less exciting stuff off of here.
Look at
that. Is the car. We're gonna get the car or the motor and transmission off of the subframe.
Well, you can definitely tell we didn't do this valve cover gasket.
Oh, bro. Definitely excessive leaks. So
I can literally show you what you should be using as it's displayed on Ron's toolbox. There it is. If you've seen our video on valve cover gasket repairs, that's the only thing.
That's a common leak. I'll just say it while we're here. We obviously will say it here soon, but if this is one of the most common. This right here is what causes
pretty moist.
The B series or H series motors. This is where they love the leak. So this gasket, there's the actual O-ring / gasket. And there's an O-ring here. Both of these essentially leak really bad. So
let Ron speak. What you got to say?
Ron's working.
On what?
I don't know. Craig said let Ron speak.
Oh yeah, like Cody said, I'm working. I'm just currently taking the wiring harness off.
Let him cook.
Get the wiring harness off, and then
so
like Cody was saying, we're gonna get the motor and transmission off of the subframe, and then get the subframe and struts, everything bolted back up, so we can get this car rolled out of here.
Craig says hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Craig.
And then we're going to take the motor apart, let you guys see what the inside looks, find what failed. Just because we love kind of compiling the data on where this failed components.
It is fun. It's always fun to see which different things kill.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's pretty much the same thing almost on. I would say 90% of the motors it's the same things usually. So, which just goes to show what's the weak components. So we're gonna take a quick intermission. We'll jump back live at 7 o'clock. We hope to see everybody around.
Yes, we'll see you at 7 for the motor disassembly. They're removing all the hubbub. Shoo.